For that, Evangel, Culver, Stockton, the Baker, Missouri Valley, Graceland, Central Methodist, and then you get Avila and Peru State. So should be an actually pretty interesting one. Avila comes into this one losing their last 3 games in a row, while Peru State is on a 4-game losing streak right now. So some team is going to walk out of here victorious, killing one of their streaks here. The Avila, obviously they are from Missouri. They're ranked 3rd in division in the D1 NAIA D1 for total rebound defense, getting about 31 rebounds a game. So going to be interesting here. Michaela Brinkley, she's 7th in the nation in 3-point field goals made per game. She's averaging pretty much 3.1 per game. Rebecca Capiter, she ranks 7th in the NAIA in points per game, as right now she's averaging 21.1. So this is going to be quite the interesting game here. Going to be exciting. The Bobcat women taking on the Avila women here, coming up right at 2 o'clock. We'll be right back here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
It happened to you. You met a deer, and we're not talking your sweetheart. Now your front end is damaged. Where do you take your vehicle for a makeover? Take it to Strigo's Southside Body Shop in Auburn. Whether you hit a deer, or your sweetheart hit the neighbor's car, or you got a broken windshield, the ASA certified technicians at Strigo's can have your vehicle looking like new in no time. With computer match paint and a state-of-the-art paint booth, no one will ever know you were in a wreck. See Strigo's Southside Body Shop in Auburn for all your car body repair work. Ever needed a prescription and wonder how you'd pick it up? Moser's U-Save in Nebraska City and Cody's U-Save in Auburn offer the convenience of drive-through windows and in-town delivery right to your front door. Our pharmacists and staff are proud members of our communities and work hard to offer small-town convenience along with fast, friendly service. Stop in, drive up, or have it delivered. You save time and find convenience with your locally owned U-Save pharmacies, Health Mart pharmacies, caring for you and about you.
Download the free B103 app in the iTunes Store or Google Play to listen to live coverage of the Peru State Bobcats.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting basketball action coming up for you now. But alongside me right now, one of the best color commentators in the business, Daryl Overmeyer. Dale, nice to work with you again. I know we haven't actually worked together since that Peru State football game in Benedictine, but nice to have you by my side again.
Well, yeah, and I hope it's a little closer of a game than what we saw at Benedictine. Peru got off to a bad start in that game, a little better second half, but you know, the Benedictine football team really burnt Peru. But yeah, and last week here we saw 2 really exciting games. The girls went down by over 20 early in the game, came back and got as close as 5 in the last minute of the game. The boys' game, I don't think there was a difference of over 6 points either way and through the entire basketball game. Unfortunately, Peru went 0-2 last Saturday, but it could have been the other way around just as easily.
Definitely. They can turn that around. The women's side of things, Daryl, let's take a quick look at Avila. They are from Missouri. What all do you know about Avila here, the Avila out of Missouri?
Yeah, actually out of southern part of suburban Kansas City. They used to be called St. Teresa's and then Avila. And then, of course, you remember those of you have a lot of religious backgrounds. St. Teresa of Avila is one of the more famous people back in history of the churches. But Avila itself has some really good defense statistics. So, you know, it might be a low-scoring game. You know, we saw that early last week with the defenses really held the scores low in both the boys and the girls' name. And so, you know, but both teams are struggling. You know, Avila 3-3 on the season. Peru State 1-7 on the season. So both of the teams have really struggled. But and then Michaela Brinkley is 7th in the country in 3 points made. So
it's crazy, isn't it?
So the defensive stats look good, but they have some good offensive stats as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, both these teams, Avila actually 9th out of 10th in the Heart of America Athletic Conference standings right now. Peru State obviously there is 10. But that's going to do it for our preview here. We'll be right back again, and when we come back, we'll have our Bobcat preview along with an interview with Coach Albury that we did earlier this morning. So stick around here. Exciting basketball action going to be coming up to you at the top of the hour. Peru State and Avila coming up here, 2 o'clock, right here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Thinking of remodeling or consolidating debt? Now is the time while rates are still low. With an equity loan at American National Bank, you can save money by consolidating other high-interest bills into one low monthly payment, or get started on that home remodeling project you've been putting off. You decide what you like to do, and we'll help make it happen. Don't wait. Rates this low can't last forever. Stop in to any American National Bank or go online to find out more. anbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Start advancing your career now while working full-time. Metropolitan Community College makes it possible and convenient. Choose from more than 300 degrees and awards in career and technical areas, including construction and building science, where you can earn a degree, certificate, or specialist diploma in the field of construction. Get started today. Go to mccnev.edu/advance. Classes begin March 6th. Metropolitan Community College. 40 years of excellence.
Who's your team? If they're in River Country, they're on B103. Coverage of high school football, volleyball, and boys and girls basketball can be heard on today's best country B103, B103.FM, and on the B103 app. Plus, we'll bring you results from cross country, golf, wrestling, and track. Tune into high school sports this season on today's best country B103. Follow B103 on Facebook and Twitter for live scores and more coverage of the Peru State Bobcats.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman here along with Daryl Obermeyer. Going to be a great game here today, but we're going to actually kick it now to the interview we did this morning with Coach Albury about Peru State and her last game, and then obviously the game coming up here today. So let's kick it now to that interview with Coach Joan Albury. Enjoy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman here with you. We're going to have the Bobcats against Avila here coming up. But right now we have Bobcats coach Joan Albury on the phone with us right now. Coach, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get to this upcoming game, let's talk about last week's game just a little bit. You guys took on Evangel. Really tough game there. You guys ended up just dropping the game. Talk to me about just your initial thoughts from that game. I know that it was a close one for you, and that you guys could have probably ended up getting the win.
Well, it was a tale of two halves. First half we came out pretty just lackadaisy, not a lot of intensity. Only scored 23 points and allowed them to score 40 plus. So in the second half we picked it up. We scored 48 in the second half and held them to 37. So again, it was one of those stories where, they just turned it on and you're trying to figure out, what happened. Why did we all of a sudden decide to start playing? But I guess if anybody can ever figure that out, they'll publish it and make a ton of money.
Now, when we've talked here previously, you were actually at first kind of hoping that Carly Stewart was going to be able to make it back for this game. It didn't happen. And then earlier this week when we were talking, we had talked about how Carly Stewart had kind of gotten the okay for today's game. Is she going to be a go here for today's game, or is it going to be more of a game time decision? You're not too sure yet.
No, she'll be a go. It'll just be a matter of how much that she plays. She practiced yesterday and vertically, up and down the court did okay. Just struggled a little bit when she had to go, side to side, like defensive pressure. If a girl went to penetrate, she, would wince a little bit when she push off on that ankle to try to stay with the girl. So I don't think she's going to be 100%, but I'll take 80% of Carly and go with that. She probably won't start, and her playing time will be somewhat limited, and especially initially to see how she does with the pace of the game, and just if the other team picks up on that she's a little bit slow, they may try to attack more on her than they normally would. So, but yeah, she'll be playing.
Now, I know that you guys only have one win right now, but the season is still very early. Season's still young, and a lot of time to turn things around. I know that you've been talking a lot about your team's defense, and I'm assuming that this week you practiced a lot on defense. Are you looking at this game as a game that you can really turn your season around and start getting some momentum in your corner?
Well, I told the girls yesterday. In fact, we've had finals this week, so we actually have not practiced a lot. I've had them, they've been, we kind of feel like this week has been more important for them to make sure they, finished well in their classes and did well in their finals. So our practice time has been somewhat limited just because we've been trying to give the girls plenty of library time. But finals are over now, and before we practiced yesterday, we talked a lot about, Avila's 0-2, Peru is 0-2. Somebody's going to be 0-3 after Saturday. And how bad do we want to not be that team that's 0-3? That's really going to decide, who's going to win, who's going to lose. Is who wants it the most. And because I feel like both teams are, we both have, big people that can score. We both have guards that can dribble and drive and shoot. It's not going to be like it's, one team's going to be way, out maneuvering or out handling the other one. It's just going to be a matter of who wants it the most.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck here this afternoon against Avila.
Thanks very much.
That again, Peru State head women's coach, Joan Albury, in her second season here. We'll be right back after this break. Tip-off coming right up here, 2 o'clock at the top of the hour. We'll be right back here on the Bobcats Radio Network.
How many times are your kids asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? No matter what the answer, a college education will likely play a big part. Statistics show that children who grow up with savings accounts are 6 times more likely to attend college. At Arbor Bank, we offer starter savings accounts for kids under the age of 20. Savings accounts are a great way to get them headed down the right path. It's never too early to start saving for the future at Arbor Bank. Arbor Bank, helping you grow. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Celebrate the holidays as the Brownville Concert Series closes out its 24th season with a Christmas Gala featuring music of Bing Crosby, Sinatra, Rosemary Clooney, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, and more. Performances Friday and Saturday, December 12th and 13th, 7:30 p.m., and Sunday, 2 and 7 p.m. Visit BrownvilleConcertSeries.com or call the box office for your tickets to America's Christmas Heritage of Song with the Brownville Concert Series Grand Finale.
Now, back to more Peru State basketball on B103.
Then I won't kick it to you. I'll just... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman here. We're about 3 minutes away from tip-off. Let's take a look at your starters for the Avila Eagles here. First starter, she's a freshman 5'4" guard from Sedalia, Missouri, Gabby Ebers. Number 10, the next starter, number 10, a 5'7" sophomore guard from Kansas City, Missouri, Hannah Long. Next starter for Avila is number 22. She is a 5'7" senior guard from Trimble, Missouri. It's Michaela Brinkley. Fourth starter for Avila is Maddie Johnson. She's a 5'6" freshman guard from Ash Grove, Missouri. And then the final starter here for Avila is Rebecca Capiter. She's very dangerous, a 6' senior forward from Trenton, Missouri. And then on the other side, for your Peru State Bobcats, starters here today, number 4, Sydney Young. She's a 5'9" senior guard from Omaha, Nebraska. Next up, Brittany Harward, a 6'1" senior forward from Orem, Utah. Next up, Shelby Hess, a 5'9" senior guard from Phoenix, Arizona. Then Sydney Wilkerson, 5'2" junior guard from St. Joseph, Missouri. And then rounding things out here, number 32, Brianna Madrid, a 5'11" senior forward from Glendale, Arizona. Those are your starters. We'll take another break here, and when we come back, we'll have our keys to the game, and then we'll have tip-off here from Peru, Nebraska. Again, Avila and Peru State coming up next here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Burr Farms Machinery would like to wish you and your family a great holiday season and thank you for the opportunity to do business with you. We strive to provide you with a large variety of quality, well-maintained rental equipment that allows you to do jobs faster and, above all, safely, allowing you extra time with your family and friends during the holidays and throughout all 4 seasons. Burr Farms Machinery, west of Dunbar on Highway 2. Season's greetings from all of us to you.
B103 is your leading source of news, sports, and weather information. And now we're making it easier for you to access this information in one location with our brand new website. The new B103.FM has been launched. Our new site has all the information you want and need from around River Country, statewide news, and news from around the nation and world. B103.FM now features videos and audio from stories. Interact with our on-air personalities, catch up with the latest from country music, and even become a winner. Check out the new upgrades to B103.FM with today's best country. B103. Stay tuned for the Peru State College postgame show after the game on B103.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman, Daryl Obermeyer here. We are getting ready for tip-off here from the Al Wheeler Activity Center. And we'll take a look at our 3 keys to the game. Daryl, number 1 is definitely going to be defense. Peru State needs to play better defense here today if they want to walk away with the win.
Yeah, Peru State's been giving up 79 points a game through the season. They've had moments, such as last week in the game against Evangel, but overall, Peru State has had a little bit of trouble with this girls team coming and building a defense this season.
Definitely. Key number 2, Daryl, is going to be playing a full 40 minutes. Can they play a full 40 minutes? Because this season, we've seen a lot of times that they have good spurts, but they just can't get that full 40 done.
Well, and last week's a great example of that. Behind by over 20 points, came back within 5. Last week they played about 20 minutes of really impressive basketball.
And then finally here, the third key of the game here is going to be the bench play from Carly Stewart. Can they get that done? She's going to be coming off the bench here. It's going to be her first game back from her injury, so that's going to be a big key too.
Well, it is. She leads the team with 14.7 points per game. She's a leading scorer. They've been without her. Peru State's been without her since she turned her ankle at UNO, and so it'll be really nice to have her back. You just wonder what would have happened last week if Miss Stewart was on the court.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here, thank you for tuning in here to the Bobcat Radio Network, KBIE Auburn, Nebraska City, KIMI Malvern. We're going to take one more minute break. When we come back, we'll have the tip-off here as we're going to take a break for the national anthem. We'll be right back here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Syracuse Lumber has the solutions you need to make the winter months go by unnoticed. Keep cold outside and enhance your home with a large selection of Larson storm doors in a variety of styles and colors. Cut heating costs by insulating the areas where cold air sneaks in with CertainTeed blow-in Insul-Safe fiberglass insulation. Syracuse Lumber has all the right tools to get the jobs done and advice for doing them right. Syracuse Lumber in Syracuse, Nebraska can help you stay warm, save money, and improve your home's appearance as Old Man Winter does his thing.
Stop by Pro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plattsmouth and check out their Ram commercial truck season event going on now. The pros are taking up to $11,000 off new Ram 2500s and up to $12,000 off new Ram 3500s. Pro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plattsmouth, just off Highway 75. For an athlete, it's about more than just shoes. Brown Shoe knows it's about the total package, and they got you covered from head to toe. Under Armour headbands, t-shirts and shorts, sports bags, Nike Elite socks in all the hottest colors, and shoes in all your favorite brands: Nike, Converse, Adidas, Asics, K-Swiss, Under Armour, Brooks, and New Balance. Whatever your sport, get your game on and gear up at Brown Shoe Fit, downtown Nebraska City.
Are you or someone you care for downsizing or moving to town but need affordable housing? Prairie Hill Senior Townhomes in Syracuse could be your home. 2-bed, 1-bath, covered porch, and attached garage, all on one level. Appliances, including stackable washer-dryer, provided. Best of all, maintenance, lawn care, and snow removal are done for you. Ask about 19 and up 1-bid housing at Westview Manor Apartments. Contact Syracuse Housing Authority for income qualifications. They offer an equal housing opportunity.
Bobcat Basketball, today's best country B103.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman alongside Daryl Obermeyer here, and it's going to be an exciting day of Bobcat basketball. It's going to be Avila and Peru. Going to be a great game here. You ready for that?
It's like exciting. They went home for Christmas yesterday, ended the fall semester. So there's a lot of adults here, but we don't have the student section full like we usually do at basketball games here on the campus of Thousand Oaks.
And it usually makes those games a little bit more exciting. But this is college. You even go to over Thanksgiving break or winter break at any college. You're going to have the same atmosphere around the holiday season. Students have gone home, and it's just never exactly the same. But you do have to give it to these students and these fans. They do come out when they are here, and they pack this place.
Well, yeah. Then there's really good. You see a lot of football team members here during the volleyball season. There was one full section of football players cheered on the volleyball team, and so the other athletic programs here at Peru State really support whichever one happens to be in competition at that time.
We are ready to go here. We got our starters set again for Avila. It's going to be Gabby Ebers, Hannah Long, Michaela Brinkley, Maddie Johnson, and Rebecca Capiter. And for Peru State, Sydney Young, Brittany Harward, Shelby Hess, Sydney Wilkinson, and then Brianna Madrid. Those are your 5 starters. We've done the national anthem. We've introduced the starters, and we've broke things down here. So we are ready for tip-off here at Peru State. The AWAC Center, the Al Wheeler Activity Center. Very nice complex down here with the renovations that they went through. Just looks great.
Well, yeah, it really does. The courts used to run north-south here. There were 3 or 4 courts across it, and it was always seemed a little bit stuffy and tight for basketball games.
Yeah.
So they remodeled it. They laid the court east and west across it with a practice area on the east end of the court. And it opened up the building, and it's a lot more fan-friendly.
Yeah. Peru State is in their traditional home jerseys, white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in red. Avila is in their traditional away blacks. They are trimmed with purple and gold. Avila will be going from left to right, and Peru State going right to left as Avila wins the tip, as Avila wins the tip off here, and we are underway. Gabby Ebers has the ball top of the key. She'll dish it down low here to Michaela Brinkley. Brinkley down low to Rebecca Capiter. Capiter up, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Peru State. Give that one to Shelby Hess as she brings it across the timeline for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Shelby Hess was our player of the game last week. She really hustled throughout the whole 40 minutes of the game.
Shelby Hess, pretty much the leading scorer with Stewart out. Down low, you go up top to Hess. Hess fakes the shot. She'll dish it over to Young. Young to Wilkinson. Wilkinson. She drives into the paint. She'll dish it back out beyond the arc. There's a shot by Shelby. It's going to be knocked away, and it's blocked by Michaela Brinkley for Avila. So it'll be an inbound for Peru State down on the sideline baseline. It'll be Sydney Young inbounding for Peru State. She's guarded by Brinkley. Young, she'll inbound. She finds Hess. Hess steps up, dishes it off to Wilkinson. Wilkinson has 3 on the shot clock. She puts it up with the left and the left side. No good. It'll be rebounded by Brittany Harward. Goes up and she gets the first 2 points here of the game. 2-0. Peru State with 19 to go in this opening half. They'll inbound it here for Avila. It'll be Gabby Ebers. Ebers guarded by Wilkinson. Peru State in the man-to-man defense. Here is Brinkley. She drives right side of the lane. No good. She gets her own rebound. She's guarded heavily. She'll back out, and they'll reset their offense. She gives it back up top to Gabby Ebers. Ebers now guarded by Wilkinson. Dishes it ear to the near side to Brinkley. Brinkley down low to Capita. Get nice basket there by Capita off the glass and good. Twos here in Peru State. 18-30 your score as Wilkinson's going to bring it across the timeline now for Peru State. Here's Young. She dishes it up top to Long. Long corner to Wilkinson. Wilkinson. Avila in the man-to-man defense here as they have nice ball movement, swinging it around side. They finally go inside to Harward. Harward puts it up with the right and in. 4-2 your score here. Peru State with the early lead with 18 minutes to go here in this first.
Yeah, also in the Heart of America Athletic Conference, Missouri Valley is going to be at Mid-America Nazarene today. We'll keep you updated on scores as the game goes on.
Nice ball movement here. Here's Maddie Johnson. Johnson dishes it up top here to Brinkley. Brinkley with the 3. That one up off the back of the iron. It'll bounce out, but it'll be rebounded by Avila. Puts it up. No good there, but then the ball's going to be loose. It'll be picked up, though, by Brianna Madrid for Peru State. She dishes it up to Wilkinson, who brings it across the timeline. They are in a fast break. She dishes down low to Shelby Hess. That one went through Hess's hands, though, out of bounds.
Well, yeah, Peru State has really come on really strong to start this game. They don't put the ball on the floor much, just passing from player to player and really keeping the ball moving.
It's going to be our first turnover here of this game. Gabby Ebers for Avila brings it down. She'll dish it off. Back up top. Nice ball movement there, working the perimeter. Ebers here. She dishes it inside. Inside going up is number 40, Rebecca Capiter. She gets the basket, so it's now tied 4-4. There were 17 minutes to go in this opening half. On the other side again. Inside into the paint. That one's going to be knocked away as they tried to find Brianna Madrid there, but it's going to be picked up by Johnson for Avila. And now they'll reset. Ebers here at the top of the arc. She dishes it down low outside of the arc to Johnson. Johnson back up top to Capiter, and she'll dish it over to Johnson. Johnson up top. She hands it off to Ebers. Trying to crack this Peru State man-to-man defense. Here's Johnson. Johnson, there's a shot there by Brinkley. Brinkley shot off the mark. It's going to be rebounded by Young. Young will find Wilkinson, who is the quarterback for this Peru State offense. She drives. She's in the paint. She tries to dish. She dishes it outside to Hess. Hess back to Young. Young up top. She thought about it for a second to take the shot, but she'll dish it to Shelby Hess. Hess comes inside to Harward. Harward goes under the basket. She finally dishes it to Wilkinson, who dishes it to Young. Wide open 3 for Young. Count it. Yes. 3-pointer for Sydney Young. And it is now 7-4. Peru State with 16:15 to go.
Yeah, in the Big Ten this afternoon, Ohio State just defeated Morehead State 87-71. In the Big 12, Oklahoma State's at Tulsa.
And here in Peru, 7-4. Again, your score was 16 to go in this opening half. Peru State slight lead over Avila. Here's a 3-point by Johnson. That one was a high arcing shot. Missed off the back of the iron. It was balls on the ground. It's finally picked up by Johnson. Again, she gets her own rebound. She goes inside of the paint, and she'll give it to Capiter. Capiter back outside to Brinkley, who gives it over to Ebers, and they'll reset their offense. 20 on the shot clock. Coming inside. Here's Capiter. She goes up. It's going to rim out. Kind of bounced off the back iron, rebounded by Peru State. They're on a fast break, pushing it forward really quickly to Shelby Hess. Hess cross-court Patsy Young. Young will give it back up top to Wilkinson. We got 20 on the shot clock. Here's Hess. Dishes it inside to Harward. Right side of the paint. Harward steps back, and she'll go back out to Hess up top of the arc. Hess rolls off a pick to the left side. She's in the paint. She goes up with the right and in. Count it there. Peru State 5-point lead here, 9-4 with 15-13 as Avila will take a timeout. We'll see what it's going to be. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, right now. Daryl, what are you seeing so far here? 9-4 lead.
Well, Peru State has come off and started really strong. They're at 60% in field goal percentages, only 22% for Avila. On the free throw shooting, Peru State completed its only 3-point shot of the day.
100%.
Yeah, so Peru State's really, really hustling, and if we can see about 35 more minutes of this, we're going to have a really great outcome this afternoon.
Oh, definitely,
so,
yeah.
And we mentioned one of our keys to the game was, can Peru State play the entire 40 minutes? And they've had some trouble with that this season, but they've certainly started off strong today.
Coming in here for Peru State, Heather Breck, number 5. She gets her first minutes, along with Carly Stewart. We see her back into the game for the first time since that UNO game when she hurt her ankle. So she's back in there. Nice to see her getting back in this game. Here's Eber. She hands it off to Brinkley. Brinkley up top. She'll dish it around here. Gives it to Long. Long on the right side gives it down low. In the paint to Capiter. Capiter finally has to go cross-court pass, and they're going to get Capiter there. She stepped out of bounds, and we'll head the other way. Inbounding for Peru State will be Breck.
Yeah, an update on an Oklahoma State score. With 3:53 in the first half, they're leading Tulsa 32-25.
Here is Wilkinson. She finds Hess. Hess finds Stewart. Nice to see Carly Stewart, number 3, back out there for the Bobcats. She dishes over to Madrid. Madrid tried to go back to Stewart, but it's going to be knocked away, picked up by Avila. Here's Eber. She'll bring it across the timeline for the Eagles. She's calling her play. She'll dish it off, and a nice steal. Almost got it stolen away by Shelby Hess. Give her credit. Nice awareness there to try and get that steal, but it'll be out of bounds on her. Eagles will inbound on the far side.
Right now, Brittany Harward is leading Peru State with 4 points today.
She is a force down low to be reckoned with. Here's Avila dishing inside to Ebers. Ebers pretty small, so interesting that they went down low to her. She got it knocked away by Brianna Madrid.
Well, we've seen this season when she is on the court, she has just a tremendous vertical leap. And so they might throw it down to her, but she can out-jump most people on the court.
Very true. We actually saw that. There's going to be a turnover against Avila. It'll be Peru State ball, though, inbound on the far sideline. So we saw that yesterday in the high school game I did, the Plattsmouth, Nebraska City game. Small little Connor Dukes actually ended up dunking crazy. Right? Under 6 foot. He got up. But right here, right now, scoring again 9-4 Peru State with a 5-point lead. 14 minutes to go in this opening half. Here's Wilkinson. She gives it to Hess up top of the arc. Hess rolls off a pick from Howard, but she'll dump it off to Breck. Here's Breck. She drives to the left in the paint. Dishes it back up to Wilkinson. 8 to shoot on the shot clock. She goes into the right side of the lane. Dishes out to Madrid. They got to shoot with 5. Madrid puts it up way top of the glass. That wasn't close to falling. It'll be rebounded by Brinkley for Avila. Avila bringing it down really quickly. They dishes it back to Long. Long over here to the near side to Austin. Lauren Austin subbing into the game for the Eagles. There's a shot, though, by Peru State. Knocked it down there. That's Brinkley. She gets her first points here, 9-6. Your score with 13:30 to go. Here's Wilkinson bringing it across the timeline for the Bobcats. She dishes it to the left side, inside to the paint to Madrid. Madrid puts a move up in the post. Nothing doing, though, as it's going to be rebounded by Avila. It's going to be Lauren Austin on the rebound again. So Ebers now calling the play. She is the quarterback for this Eagles offense here. Point guard. Nice ball movement working the perimeter right now. Here's Capiter up top. She'll dish it off to Ebers, but Wilkinson almost tried to get that steal. She dishes it over to the far side, still outside of the arc, working that perimeter. Here's a pick. She rolls off of it. She dishes it over here. Nice three-point open shot for Brink. Count it. Michelle Brinkley now with 5 points for her. 9-9 tie game here with 12:40.
Yeah, but a 9-4 Peru State game just a few minutes ago. But now, Avila's come back with 5 straight.
9-9 here. Here's Carly Stewart under the basket. She's shaking off some cobwebs. That one, she couldn't get that one to fall. And we'll head the other way. Rebound by Avila. Over here to Brinkley. Brinkley up top. There's the shot. Long thought about it, but She'll hold on instead. She dishes it over to Austin. Austin finds Ebers. Back to the far side to Austin. Guarded by Stewart. Peru State still in the man-to-man. Nice ball movement now to the near side here. Here's Brinkley. Brinkley drives. She goes inside now to count it. She puts it up in the paint. Spin move, no good. She gets her own rebound. Ball's on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball possession arrow to Peru State.
Vienna Madrid did a great job for Peru State, reaching in to grab that ball and bringing up the opportunity for the jump ball.
Stewart to inbound, and she will to Wilkinson as they'll kind of slow things down. 9-9 all. Here, 11:55 to go. Peru State now down the other side. Shelby Young subbing back into this game. Harward up top to Wilkinson. Wilkinson will get to Hess. Hess over to Young, down to Harward again. Back outside to Young. Young drives into the paint. She'll kick it out to Hess. Hess, fake the pass to the right. She has 7 to shoot. She drives in the right side of the lane. She goes up at the right. There's a foul. And she'll head to the line for 2 as they'll get the foul on Avila. It'll be their first personal. Team first foul. It'll be a first personal.
Well, and of the entire game, 11:31 to go in the half, and that's our very first foul of the game. Quite a difference from what we had last week. Both teams had trouble not fouling.
Hess on this shot. She missed that one, and that's been kind of a problem for Peru State at times, playing not as disciplined defense as you really like them to. So nice to see them coming this far without a foul. They still haven't fouled. That was Avila who got the foul there. As subbing in now is going to be Madera Laurie for Peru State. She'll take Shelby Hess's place, and Shelby Hess will get a nice deserved little break there. Peru State full court press. Wilkinson up right next to Ebers in the inbound there. Ebers still behind half court. She'll finally bring it across the timeline now. Wilkinson doing a really good job at staying with her. They dish down low. They're wide open down low. Under the basket is Capiter, and she puts it up and in. And so Wilkinson now brings it across the timeline for Peru State. Score now is 9-10. Avila with the lead. Dishes it outside to Stewart. Stewart fakes the shot. She drives into the paint. She goes up. She pulls back for the little fadeaway jumper about 5 feet away, but no good. Rebounded by Capiter.
Yeah, I was looking at the Hack Twitter feed today. They mentioned that Benedictine is ahead 11-3, but they forgot to say who they're playing.
Isn't that always the problem these days? Dish inside, no good. It was off the floor. Ball was on the ground, picked up by Stewart. So it's going to be a turnover for Avila. They'll push it forward really quickly. Here's Harward. She's going just a little too fast as that one didn't fall, but Stewart followed her up, and she gets a rebound, and she gets her first points here since being out with that ankle injury. Nice to have her back. Now it's 12-11. Peru State with the lead with just nearing halfway through this first half, 10-25. Here now is Ebers. Hasn't gotten out yet for the Eagles. She dishes it near side here to Austin. Austin back up top to Capiter. Capiter finds Ebers again as she rolls back up to the top of the arc. She's trying to get some movement from her Eagle team. She's driving to the right side, 5 to shoot. She goes into paint. She puts it up off the glass. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Stewart. Stewart picks it up. She'll bring it across the timeline for the Bobcats. She's pushing it really quickly. She'll dish it to Young, and Young will slow things down as she goes inside to Harward. Harward with a turnaround jumper. No good off the front of the iron. It's going to be rebounded but poked up by Peru State. It was rebounded by Avila, but it was poked away by Madrid Long. And now going up is Shelby Young, and she's going to get the charge on that one.
Yeah, that'd be the first personal foul on Peru State today. And we have an update from Olathe, Kansas. The Lady Pioneers are leading Missouri Valley 13-9.
Stewart's going to take a seat as Brianna Madrid comes back in for her. Stewart with 2 points, taking a seat now. 9:40 to go, 12-11 your score. Pretty defensive battle as of right now. Here now is Austin. Austin dishes it up top. Wide 3 shot for Brinkley off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Wilkinson. Fell right into her hands as she brings it across the timeline for the Bobcats. She's on the floor. Ball is on the ground, and there's going to be a scuffle for the ball. It's going to be picked up by Avila. Ball still on the ground, and they're going to call for a jump ball possession arrow to Avila. So they'll retain possession. Again, Colton Spearman here, along with Daryl Obermeyer at the AWAC, or the Al Wheeler Activity Center here in Peru, Nebraska. 9:17 in this first half. 12-11, Peru State with the 1-point advantage over the Eagles.
Yeah, Brittany Harward still leading Peru State with 4 points. Sydney Young and Shelby Hess with 3 apiece.
Eagles here now down on this right side. They're going to dish it off here to Brinkley. Brinkley back on the far side, still outside. It's going to be they tried to go down low. It's going to be picked off, though, by Madrid. And now they're going to be pushed forward here. Here's Laurie. Laurie That one, a loose ball there, almost saved by Harward, and it was, but then she saved it back in, and Avila picked it up. As they're actually going to call that Avila was out of bounds. It'll be an inbound for Peru State. It's coming back into this game is going to be coming back in is Heather Breck for the Bobcats. So nice game here so far. A little slower game start. 8:52. Only one foul apiece for each team. It's pretty quick first half here so far, as we only have 8:52 to go in this first half.
Yeah, but Rebecca Capiter is a game high for both teams so far, and she's at 6 points now.
Long range jumper there, about a foot away from the arc, but then they'll count that one. 2 points for Sydney Young, and Peru State now up 14-11. Here's Ebers bringing the ball across the timeline for the Eagles. She calls her play. She's at top. She's guarded heavily by Breck. Peru State still in the man-to-man. She dishes it over to Brinkley, who is heavily guarded by Young. Gives it off to Johnson. Johnson now to Ebers. Ebers with the handoff. Johnson over to Brinkley. Brinkley down low, posting up his cabin, but it's going to be knocked away by Madrid. Picked up then by Harward. And then she's going to give it off to Breck. Breck pushes forward to Harward. Harward goes up with it. She's fading away just a little bit. No good. Rebound is on the ground. It's going to be picked up by Avila finally. It's going to be Ebers picking it up for Avila. She comes it down coast to coast, but then she'll finally back outside of the arc. She dishes it inside. They move the ball around. Open three for Brinkley up top. It's going to be missed, rebounded by Peru State. Give that rebound here to to Heather Breck, excuse me. Here's Laurie. Over to Young. Young up top to Harward. Harward far side to Laurie again. Still outside of the arc. Coming inside. That one, that pass was a bad pass there to Brianna Madrid. She couldn't reel it in. It's picked up by Avila. Ebers dishes it to the near side here outside of the arc to Brinkley. Brinkley up top over to Long. Long far side to Johnson. Johnson back to Brinkley for 3. 5 seconds to go. No good. Rebounded by Harward as she got up there. Out rebounding Capiter. Here is Breck. Breck driving in the paint. Spin move up with her left. That one no good. It'll come out and hit the iron. Couldn't fall, and Avila picks it up again. 7-11 here. 14-11. Peru State with the lead.
We have an update in the hack and the ladies score. The Baker women lead. No, Grayson leads Baker 22-20 in women's basketball in the hack.
A lot of hack games going on here today on this Saturday. Pretty much the last one here before Christmas break. There's the shot for 3. No good. Off the mark by Michaela Brinkley. And they're going to get a foul on Peru State. It looks like they're going to give this one to Madera Laurie. It's going to be her first personal, team's second foul. And at the line now, shooting 2 is going to be Hannah Long.
As of right now, each team with just one personal foul. Avila, Peru State, both just one apiece.
Long's front end of the 2. No good, as we're going to have 4 subbing in for Peru State. Hess, Stewart, Wilkinson, and also for Peru State, we'll have to get a number on her. Number 23 coming in. She's actually not listed here on the roster. But that second one, also not good. 14-11. Still your score with 6:50 to go in this opening half. At the line was Long, and she was shooting 75%. Still 14-11, 6:45 to go. Here's Wilkinson. She dishes it to Hess, far side to Stewart. Stewart up top. She drives into the right side. She goes up with her right and in. Yes, count it. 2 points for Stewart, and it's 16-11. And coming down the other way is Avila. Ebers. She has not left the game yet. Dishes over to Johnson. Johnson far side to Brinkley. Brinkley guarded by Young. Peru State in the man-to-man still. Ebers rolling behind Brinkley, but Brinkley takes it, moves her right. They're moving around the perimeter. Far side now to Johnson. Johnson inside to Capiter. Capiter spin move, goes up with her right. It's in. Count it there. 16-14 your score now here with 6 minutes to go.
Jennifer Ostrowski is number 23. She's not in the program for today, but she is in the DAC stats. She has played throughout the season. She's not new on the team. They apparently just admitted her by accident on today's program.
Man, well, how would you feel if you were her and you weren't included on that roster? How does that make you feel? It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll still keep it right here with 5:56 to go. 16-14 your score. Very low-scoring affair here for college basketball for the most part. Most teams usually getting about 20 or so points, having to dust off any type of cobwebs, but it's been a while since both these teams have played. Kind of understandable.
Well, yeah, Rebecca Capeter, 6 points. She leads all scorers today so far. 5 points for Sydney Young for Peru State. Capeter is with Avila. So, yeah, very low-scoring game. Avila has 3 players so far have scored. Peru State's had 4 of their players in scoring so far today.
So
and Carly Stewart, 4 points now. So, nice to see Carly back on the court.
It is nice to see her back on the court, that's for sure. Coming out of this timeout, Ostrowski, Hess, Stewart, Wilkinson, and Young out for Peru State, while we'll have Ebers, Johnson, Brinkley, Cabot, and Sarcone in for the first time here as that basket is nailed. 16, Peru State now 16. 16 all. 5:40 to go in this one as Avila gets the basket there. Here's Young on the other side. She dishes it to Hess. Hess corner to Stewart. Stewart for 3. That one up off the mark. It'll be almost rebounded by Young, but Ebers got up there and knocked the ball away. It'll go out of bounds on Ebers, so it'll be a baseline inbound for Peru State under their basket. 5:30 in this opening half. 16 all. It's been a good game up to this point so far.
Yeah, as of right now, Peru State 41%, Avila 31% in field goal percentages.
Young goes inside to Ostrowski, gets knocked away, but Young picks that one up again. She goes far side to Hess. Hess drives to the right, in the paint. She dumps it down low to Stewart, but they're going to get an off-the-ball foul on Avila. So it'll be an inbound on the baseline, as that's Avila's second foul. First personal for Gabby Ebers.
Yeah, both teams are 1 and 2 in free throws this afternoon. Avila's 1 for 8 in threes, but Peru State made their only attempt.
Inbound to Wilkinson here. She'll find Stewart. Stewart back to Wilkinson. Avila still in the man-to-man. Wilkinson, she dishes out to Stewart. Stewart thought about it, fakes a shot, drives into the paint, goes up with her right, just to the left, off the glass, no good. It'll be rebounded by Avila. As that one was going out of bounds, saved, though, by Ebers. And so they'll head the other way as Gabby Ebers picks up the ball here for the Eagles. 4:50 to go in this one, 16 all. Far side, Brinkley, down low to Cabot. She gets it pointed away. Back to Brinkley. Brinkley for 3, just off the far side of the iron. Is going to be rebounded by, was touched last by Avila, as Rebecca Cabeter tried to get that one, but nothing doing, as Ostrowski is going to take a seat for Peru State, and Brittany Harward will come back in after that break.
Yeah, I mentioned when the school's in session, they get a lot of support from the other sports teams, a lot of players from other sports here. They're not here today with that, but Rick Jansen, the Football Booster Club president's over in the crowd this afternoon. So once again, the football crowd supports the basketball team.
You got to love that all the time. Here's Stewart, far side to Hess. Hess outside of the arc. She fakes the shot down low. She steps back, gives it back up top to Stewart. Stewart drives into the paint. She goes up with that one off the rim. No good. It's going to be picked up by Sarcone. That's going to be Ebers who picks it up. Fast break here. That's 2-on-2. And then finally everyone gets back down here, and the Eagles will set up their offense again. Ebers passes far side, wide open for Capeter. She puts it up. She drives in. That's an air ball for her. She can't get down to fall, but then putting it back up is Capeter for 2. And now the Eagles take their first lead here of this game, 18-16, with 3:55.
Yeah, Peru State slipped a little, just 37% now on field goal percentages.
Wilkinson takes it up the left side she takes it to the left lane. No good for her. It's going to be rebounded by Avila. They'll head the other way. Here's Ebers. She is small, but she is quick. She dishes it over to Johnson. Johnson to her right side, comes inside to Sarcone. Sarcone up, and that's going to be back to Cabot, who puts it up. Cabeter, who puts it up and in for Avila, and we'll have a timeout from Peru State. And it's going to be a full timeout. So we'll take a break here in the Bobcat Radio Network. Again, your score with 3:28 to go, 20-16. Avila on top of Peru State. We'll be right back.
Syracuse Lumber has the solutions you need to make the winter months go by unnoticed. Keep cool outside and enhance your home with a large selection of Larson storm doors in a variety of styles and colors. Cut heating costs by insulating the areas where cold air sneaks in with CertainTeed blow-in Insul-Safe fiberglass insulation. Syracuse Lumber has all the right tools to get the jobs done and advice for doing them right. Syracuse Lumber in Syracuse, Nebraska can help you stay warm, save money, and improve your home's appearance as Old Man Winter does his thing.
Stop by Pro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plattsmouth and check out their Ram commercial truck season event going on now. The pros are taking up to $11,000 off new Ram 2500s and up to $12,000 off new Ram 3500s. Pro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plattsmouth, just off Highway 75.
More Bobcat sports coverage is at B103.FM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Peru State Bobcats, the Avila Eagles here. What a great game it's been here so far. Colton Spearman here with me and alongside me, one of the best color men in the business, Daryl Obermeyer. And Daryl, it's been an interesting game here so far. 20-16, Peru State with the lead, and quite a defensive battle. But right now, both teams actually missing a lot of their shots from the floor.
Well, yeah, they really are. The defense was one of our keys to the game, and you have to wonder it's as much missed shots as it is defense in some of the cases, because the shooting just. It started out really good for both teams. They didn't get a lot of shots, but they worked it in and got them, and the percentages were higher. And as the half goes on, percentages have dropped, and they've been taking a few maybe off-balance shots.
A lot of shots missed down in the paint, too, as well. And Peru State with the inbound here. Harvard goes up. Speaking of missed shots of the paint, she went up with her right on that one. In the right lane, no good there. And Avila brings it down here to the other side. We got 3:12 here, 20-16. Avila with the 4-point lead right now. Both team only with 2 fouls, and that's why this first half has gone so nice. Coming inside, though, Capiter up and in off the glass. 22-16, 6-point lead for Capiter.
And we have an update in the hack. Baker leads Graceland 25-24 in women's basketball.
Wilkinson, she has the pink neon shoes. She brings it up. She's outside of the arc on the far side. She comes inside to Harward. Harward off the glass and good. Count it for Harward. She gets 2 points there. She has 6 on the night now. And we advance here with 2:30. It's 22-18.
Yeah, in the Big 12, Oklahoma leads Tulsa 41-30 at the halftime.
Here is Johnson. Johnson goes across to Austin. Austin now. Here to Ebers. Back to Johnson. Johnson to Ebers. Ebers dishes it off here to Brinkley. To Austin. They got 4 to go. 3 on the shot clock. They need to get that one off. They do finally. That one's going to go off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Young. Young will bring it across here for the Bobcats. Wilkinson right now, 0 points. Young, she has 5. She'll drive on the baseline. She puts it up with the right. That one an air ball way over the hoop. Couldn't get that one to fall, and it's going to be rebounded by Carlett. Other side here, here's Avila. Puts it up in the paint. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Capiter. Austin holding her jersey there as Peru State goes coast to coast. That's Stewart there to Harward. Harward put up the shot, but it went off the bottom of the rim. She gets her rebound, dishes it out to Stewart for 3. That's Shelby Hess for the 3 there, and now it's 21-22. The Bobcats just down by 1 with 1:30. Hess now with 6. Here's Avila. It's Ebers. She goes down to Johnson. Johnson on the far side, baseline outside of the arc. She'll find inside. No good there on the first one, but she'll get her rebound. That's Rebecca Capiter there. Getting the assist on that one is Sarcone.
Yeah, Peru State's still 100% at 3-point percentage, 2 for 2 for the Bobcat women.
Taking smart shots from outside the arc. 57 here. Peru State has a chance for the 2 for 1. Here's Wilkinson. She tries to dish it off. This is a baseline here to Harward, but Harward can't get that one to fall. It was a 10-foot jumper, rebounded by Avila. Avila's Eber is going to take it again. Across the timeline. Again, they're moving left to right. 40 seconds to go. 22 on the shot clock. Here's Ebers. She dishes it down here to Austin. Austin near side. Gives it up top to Catabit. Capiter to Ebers. Ebers drives to the right side, still outside of the arc. She'll give it to Austin. Austin moves now towards the top of the arc again. She'll have a floater pass over to the side. She thought about it, down to Capiter again. Capiter, that one off the mark, off the glass, and will be rebounded here by Stewart. Stewart's going to push it forward to Harward. Harward has a wide open look there, up and in, and that was Shelby Hess, down there with 14 seconds. It's now 24-23. Avila with the 1-point lead. We have 9 seconds to go. Shot clock is dead. 7 to go. 6, 5, 4. They're still working the perimeter. 3, 2, outside shot. It's going to be the last one. 3-point attempt for Avila. Off the mark, no good, and that's where we'll end at halftime here. Your score right now, as they head into the locker room, Avila with a 1-point lead, 24-23. Daryl, your first initial thoughts on that half?
Well, Peru State has they started out strong. They got a little bit slow, and Peru State women, the last 2 minutes of this first half, have sure gotten back in this game.
They definitely have. We're going to take a quick break here from the AWAC. Again, your score at halftime, 24-23. Avila with a 1-point lead over Peru State.
At Mosher's U-Save in Nebraska City and Cody's U-Save in Auburn, you've always been able to count on fast, quality service and a friendly staff to answer your questions. Now take advantage of our ability to quickly sort through Medicare Part D plans to help you choose the plan that's right for you. during the open enrollment period October 15th through December 7th. Learn about the growing number of plans that list USAVE as their preferred pharmacy, saving you money on your copays. For your free Part D plan comparison, stop by your locally owned USAVE pharmacy with your Medicare card and medication list. We'll handle the rest. We're Health Mart Pharmacies, caring for you and about you.
For an athlete, it's about more than just shoes. Brown Shoe knows it's about the total package, and they got you covered from head to toe. Under Armour headbands, t-shirts and shorts, sports bags, Nike Elite socks in all the hottest colors, and shoes in all your favorite brands: Nike, Converse, Adidas, Asics, K-Swiss, Under Armour, Brooks, and New Balance. Whatever your sport, get your game on and gear up at Brown Shoe Fit, downtown Nebraska City.
Are you or someone you care for downsizing or moving to town but need affordable housing? Prairie Hill Senior Townhomes in Syracuse could be your home. 2-bed, 1-bath, covered porch, and attached garage, all on one level. Appliances, including stackable washer-dryer, provided. Best of all, maintenance, lawn care, and snow removal are done for you. Ask about 19 and up 1-bid housing at Westview Manor Apartments. Contact Syracuse Housing Authority for income qualifications. They offer an equal housing opportunity.
Big Apple News Radio 1600 gives you the insights of high school sports teams every Saturday morning. Live at the Plattsmouth Hy-Vee, Colton Spearman chats with coaches from the Plattsmouth Blue Devils on the Blue Zone at 8.
Presented by Hy-Vee and Plattsmouth and Sac Federal Credit Union.
Then on Calling All Sports, Andy Wolf catches up with coaches from all around River Country.
Live at Valentino's in Nebraska City at 8:30.
Connecting you with area prep coaches from all sports.
Saturday mornings on Big Apple News Radio 1600.
Drop one kid off at practice, pick the other one up from science club, wash the band uniform, and a parents' meeting tonight. And you're starving! Yup. Back to school means you are busier than ever. Who has time to cook? Valentino's Buffet means you don't have to. Pizza, pasta, salad, and for dessert, strawberry pizza and ice cream. Feed them fast and fill them up. Valentino's Grand Italian Buffet, open daily 11 to 9, Nebraska City.
Are you or someone you care for downsizing or moving to town but need affordable housing? Prairie Hill Senior Townhomes in Syracuse could be your home. 2-bed, 1-bath, covered porch, and attached garage, all on one level. Appliances, including stackable washer-dryer, provided. Best of all, maintenance, lawn care, and snow removal are done for you. Ask about 19 and up 1-bid housing at Westview Manor Apartments. Contact Syracuse Housing Authority for income qualifications. They offer an equal housing opportunity.
Welcome to the Peru State College Halftime Show on today's Best Country B103.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. It's halftime, 11:35 to go until the start of that second half. The men's teams are both out here warming up here. That game is actually going to be coming up next, 30 minutes after the end of this women's game. But right now, your score at halftime, 24-23, Avila with the 1-point lead. It's been an interesting game here. It was actually a really quick halftime, 2 fouls per each team, so clock was really moving here. 24-23 again, your score. Nice job by Peru State. The issue right now for both teams, though, they are missing a lot of shots in the paint down low. That's the reason why it's a little bit low, a little bit more of a low-scoring affair here right now. We'll look at stats here later on. We'll still talk about this game. We'll look at the keys right now and kind of work our way down. Our first key to the game was defense, and that's definitely happening. Now, whether or not the defense is happening because of the missed shots, that's one thing there. We've had a couple blocks for Avila, but for Peru State, not exactly playing the best defense. They are doing a nice job of holding that perimeter and not really giving Avila any open looks, which is a good thing. But when they come down low right now, Rebecca Cabiter is just dominating. She has 16 points in that first half down low. So they need to find a way to be able to stop her down low in the paint. So on that first key to the game, we're going to add defense and paint defense as well. The second key to the game was play a full 40 minutes. Now, we've played 20 here so far. They got off to a really good start, and it's been an even game here so far. They're not letting up, so can't really complain too much about that second one. And finally, number 3 is Stewart, bench play. She's obviously coming off the bench today from that injury. And right now, Stewart is 2 for 6 from the field, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. She has 4 points and 4 rebounds, so she's doing a good job so far from coming off of the bench. Doing a nice job just easing her into it right now. A little too much. You can't really pressure her, especially off of an ankle injury. Obviously, you're running up and down the court, left and right. You got to be able to work that one in there. So Peru State having a good job so far. We have about 9:40 until the start of the second half. Again, your score 24-23. Avila up top to Peru State right now. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll have our player profile, and then we'll take another break. And when we come back from that, we'll have stats and just kind of me and Daryl's thoughts. But we'll be right back here on today's Best Country B103 in the Bobcat Radio Network.
At Mosier's U-Save in Nebraska City and Cody's U-Save in Auburn, you've always been able to count on fast, quality service and a friendly staff to answer your questions. Now take advantage of our ability to quickly sort through Medicare Part D plans to help you choose the plan that's right for you. During the open enrollment period, October 15th through December 7th, learn about the growing number of plans that list U-Save as their preferred pharmacy, saving you money on your copays. For your free Part D plan comparison, stop by your locally owned U-Save pharmacy with your Medicare card and medication list. We'll handle the rest. We're Health Mart Pharmacies, caring for you and about you.
The traditional light bulb, a groundbreaking invention in 1879. It's time we switch to longer-lasting Energy Star light bulbs. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Peru State College Halftime Show on today's Best Country B103.
Hello, this is Zach Mushel with the Bobcat Athlete of the Week. I have a cross-country athlete here by the name of Skylar Albers, a junior here at Peru State. Skylar, what were your goals this season, and did you meet any of your goals this season?
Well, with this being my first time running cross-country in over 3 years, my main goal for this season was just to get better and improve my times throughout every meet, and I did meet those goals from the first meet that we had in September, then our last conference meet in November. I improved my time greatly, which was very exciting.
So you said it's been your first time running in 3 years for cross country. Has it been hard getting adjusted to the college level, or has it been an easy transition for you coming in?
It's been a little difficult. I had some injuries that held me back in high school, and so I wasn't able to run cross country my junior or senior year of high school. And so coming back in running and stuff was a little difficult, but with some training I was able to get back into it.
What would you say has been the most difficult thing for you to get adjusted to, whether it be classwork or just the practices itself?
Probably trying to wake up really early for practice. We practice at 6:15 in the morning, which sometimes is a struggle, especially if I'm up late doing homework. And then I kind of do that clock thing in my head, like, okay, it's midnight, so if I go to bed now, I only have 6 hours to sleep. And so I think that was the hardest thing, but with some time management, I was able to get it done.
Are you planning on running cross country next year? And if so, what are your goals for next season?
Yes, I do plan to run next year. And my main goal is just to get better and improve. And as a team, our main goal is just to recruit more runners and have a good time.
The season's finally over. Do they have you guys doing anything now to prepare for next season?
Well, as of right now, we just have our own. We can do whatever. We'll probably start back up in January or February with team conditioning, and our coach does classes in Auburn at the Wellness Center, and so we can go to those and just try to get better on our own, so then in the summer when we condition, we can be fully prepared for the season.
What are your guys' practices normally like? I know you probably run around Peru and Auburn and stuff. What are they usually like, and what do you guys do?
We run in Auburn 3 days a week, and then we run in Peru the rest of the week. And it really just depends. We have long days, so we run for like 55 minutes. And then we have short days where we do speed work. And so it really just depends on the day, or like if we have a meet coming up or not. And so normally we average like probably 4 to 6 miles a day, just depending on the day.
What has been your favorite part of running cross country this year?
My favorite part probably is the team part of it, because we're very close and it's a very small team. There's only 7 of us, and so that allows us to have a lot of team bonding, and we're kind of just like a little family.
Now, you told me your goals as an athlete for cross country. What are your goals for being a student here at Peru State?
I'm majoring in special education, so my goal right now is to student teach in the spring of 2016.
Who's your biggest influence when you do run?
All the people that told me that I couldn't, when I had hip surgery twice, like my doctors, everyone told me, oh, you probably shouldn't run anymore. It'll ruin your hip and everything. And so that like made me want to run even more. And so I just think everyone that told me I couldn't do it made me want to do it even more.
Okay, thank you for the interview, Skylar. I appreciate it. This has been Zach Mushel with the Bobcat Athlete of the Week. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Like most people, you expect your hard work today to earn you a secure, comfortable retirement tomorrow. But if you've recently left an employer, will your old 401k languish behind? Raymond James Financial Advisors can help by rolling that 401k into a Raymond James self-directed IRA, offering you even greater financial flexibility in your retirement planning. Call financial advisor David LeGrand today at 402-873-7477, located in Nebraska City. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA SIPC. Life well planned.
Head to Bing Sports Bar for happy hour from 3 until 6 and grab a delicious homemade pizza while you enjoy a cold one. Bing Sports Bar, open Monday through Saturday from 3 p.m. until 1 a.m. downtown Nebraska City. Bing Sports Bar is a proud sponsor of The Bottom Line.
Welcome to the Peru State College Halftime Show on today's Best Country B103.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman alongside me, Daryl Obermeyer. Both teams back out of the locker room. Well, Avila is at least here. We got about 3 minutes to the start of this second half. Been an interesting second half here. Hope you enjoyed that player profile here, but been a nice game here so far. 24-23, still anyone's ball game. Essentially, it almost starting back at zeros, except for obviously the 1 point lead. But Daryl, before we take a look at stats, let's get a look around the hack and just get some scores. What do you got for us?
Well, in women's play, Mid-America Nazarene leads Missouri Valley 28-15. Baker over Graceland 25-24. Central Methodist over Benedictine 38-31. In men's play in the NCAA, Creighton and St. Mary's tied at 27 apiece. In the Big Ten, Moorhead State lost to Ohio State 87-71. Wisconsin at the almost halftime, leads Nicholls State 47-12. In the Big 12, Oklahoma leads Tulsa 43-32, with just starting the second half. And with 7:16 left in the first half, also in the Big 12, number 10 Kansas leads number 13 Utah 24-17.
And just to give everyone just a quick little just update on the Heart of America Athletic Conference standings. 15th ranked Mid-American Nazarene comes in number 1. 3 teams tied for number 1. That's Mid-American Nazarene, Benedictine, and Evangel. That with the hack records of 2-0. Then you have Culver, Stockton, Baker, 21st Baker, Missouri Valley, and Graceland. They're all tied for 4th at 1-1. And then Central Methodist, who is receiving votes in the top 25, Avila and Avila and Peru State, they are tied for 8th, sitting there at 0-2 apiece here. But we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll have the stats from the first half and tip-off here from Peru State here. Bobcat Radio Network. We'll be right back.
You might think they just fix and sell tires at Douglas Tire, but wait, there's more. They also rotate your tires and do an alignment. But wait, there's more. At Douglas Tire, you can get your oil changed, brakes repaired, belts checked, and get a tune-up. And that's not all. Need transmission work? Starter giving you trouble? Bring your vehicle to Douglas Tire. Need a cup of coffee while you wait? You know where to go. Douglas Tire, 1315 Central Avenue, Nebraska City.
The best place to be for the big game is Bing Sports Bar in Nebraska City. Head on down for happy hour Monday through Saturday from 3 until 6 and grab a delicious homemade 1-topping pizza for just $11 and get a 2 or more topping pizza for $12. Bing Sports Bar, downtown Nebraska City.
All the drama, all the suspense, all the action. Let's go! This is your station for Peru State basketball. Tune in to Bobcat Hoops on 103.1 FM, B103.FM, and on the B103 app. The exclusive home of the Peru State Bobcats is today's best country, B103. B103 presents Peru State basketball. Brought to you by
Douglas Tire, B. Harzen Agency, Inc., Brent Harzen, American Family Agent, Moser's You Save Pharmacy, Strigo's Southside Body Shop, and Arbor Bank.
Now, let's send you to our B103 sports crew with the live call of Bobcat basketball on today's best country, B103.
And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Second half just about to get underway here, but before we get things kicked off, Daryl, stats, what do you got for us here?
Well, Peru State, Shelby Hess leads the Bobcats with 8 points. Peru State is 10 for 28 for field goal percentage, 11 for 32 for Avila. And Missouri for Avila, 16 points by Rebecca Capeter, leading all scorers.
We'll come back to stats just a second. Here's Peru State. They start the second half here on the inbound. So they are moving now from left to right. Again, Peru State in the white jerseys with the blue trim. Avila in the black jerseys with the purple trim. As that shot put up there off the mark by Shelby Hess. And it'll be a turnover here, rebounded by Ebers for Avila. Any more interesting stats here from that half?
Peru State 2 out of 3 on threes, but only 1 for 9 for Avila. Both teams are 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Here's Ebers up top. She'll find Brinkley. Brinkley corner to Johnson. Working the perimeter, still movement there. Here's Ebers. She rolls in front of Johnson. Johnson has it. 3 seconds to shoot. There's the shot. The clock is dead there. Off the mark. No good by Brinkley. It'll go out of bounds. Peru State ball.
Yeah, each team has scores of 4 of the players in the first half today.
So with 19:09 here left in this final half here, you score 24-23. Avila with a 1-point advantage over Peru State.
Yeah, Peru State had 4 points off the bench in the first half. Avila with 2.
3-point shot by Young off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Avila. It's going to be Brinkley on that one. She gives it off to Ebers, who brings it across the midcourt. She loses the ball on the dribble there. It's going to go out of bounds, and Peru State will take over on the far side.
Yeah, Peru has 4 points off turnovers in the first half, as did Avila. Both teams had 7 points off second chance points. 16-12 lead on Avila on points in the paint.
So Wilkinson will bring the ball across the timeline for the Bobcats. Avila still in the man-to-man defense. They've been in that defense all game, and they seem to think it's been working. Here's Young, top of the arc. She drives into the right lane. She puts it up with her right. No good. Rebounded by Madrid. That one up, no good. It'll be rebounded by Hess as she brings it back out upside of the arc. So dish it to the far side to Wilkinson. Wilkinson back to Harward up top. Harward, she drives. She dishes outside to Hess. Hess face a shot, goes over now. Back up top to Young. Young inside to Harward. Harward goes up with her right. Again, the baseline. That one off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Avila. A very frustrated coach, Joan Albury. She is upset that they cannot get those to fall.
Yeah, it's certainly going to hurt their percentages. They were 34.5 at the half, but that's certainly going to slip as we start getting the second half stats in.
15 on the shot here, shot clock here for Avila. Still looking for that first basket of this half. 24-23 your score. 8 on the shot clock now. Here's Ebers. Ebers top of the arc. She'll hand it off up the top of the arc to Johnson. Johnson now to Brinkley. Brinkley steps to her left, goes inside to Capeter, and that will not count as the shot clock has expired. That's a shot clock violation. It'll be a turnover for Peru State. Good defensive pressure there by Peru State to get the shot clock violation. Here's Wilkinson. She brings it across the timeline now. She's moving here to the near side. Again, Peru State moving left to right to left. There's a dish down to the baseline to Madrid. Madrid tries to go up with that one, but it gets knocked away. It'll be picked up by Avila. Here's Ebers. Ebers makes the call. She's calling for play number 2 up top. She gives it down to Brinkley. Brinkley. Sydney Young. Peru State still in that man-to-man defense as well. It's been working for both teams here so far. 16:58 to go in this game. Still looking for our first basket of the half. 5 to shoot on the shot clock. Here's Brinkley. She puts up a 3. That one good. The bank is open here today, ladies and gentlemen, off the back of the glass. So a 4-point lead for Avila now. 27-23 as Brinkley nails that 3.
Yeah, that's only the second 3-point shot for Avila today out of 11 attempts.
Wilkinson. She has the ball now for Peru State. She drives to her left. She steps back, goes to her right again. She'll dish it over to Hess on the near side here. Hess down to the baseline to Harward. Harward up top to Young. Young drives to her right, steps back. 3-point shot away. Good. Count it. 3-point shot there by Sydney Young. She knows how to knock down that 3 when she wants to. 27-26. Peru State down by 1.
And that's 3 for 5 for Peru State on 3-pointers.
Ebers now with the ball. She'll dish it over. Nice steal there by Shelby Hess. Shelby Hess on a breakaway. She takes it in the paint herself. Nice layup there. She'll put it up and in. And that's 2 more points as the Bobcats take a lead now, 28-27 over the Eagles as Hess puts in now her 8th point. Here's Ebers. Ebers spins, gives it to the right side to Brinkley. Brinkley now comes over here to Long. Long on the near side to Brinkley again. Brinkley over up top to Johnson. They're going to get an off-the-ball foul on Avila. And so it's going to be an inbound for Peru State. That's Avila's first team foul of this half. And it's going to be the first personal for Rebecca Capiter.
Yeah, only 4 fouls total between both teams by the half. So the game, that sure helps the game move along when they don't stop the clock on fouls like we had last week.
Avila's head coach not happy with that one. Larry Williams, in his 9th year coaching the Eagles, was not happy with that call at all. Peru State going inside to Madrid. Madrid puts it up with her right. She's going to get fouled, and she'll head to the line now for 2, as that's 2 fouls in the last 30 seconds here for the Eagles. That is the second personal foul for Capiter. Team second again for Avila. Madrid will step to the line.
Yeah, Madrid hasn't scored any points yet today. She's had a rebound, and she was 0 for 4. Well, once
now
I
she
said
has
she
a
didn't
point.
score, she has a point. Her first free throw was good.
Madrid 46% from the charity stripe. She's helping her cause there on that percentage. First one is away, and second one is away. That one off the mark, no good, but it'll be rebounded by Peru State. They get that one back, and shot clock reset. Inside to Harwood really quickly. She goes up with that one, and she gets it to fall there. So now Peru State coming out. They have a nice little 5-0 run now, 31-27, 4-point lead for the Bobcats. That is her 8th point here for Harwood. Coming inside, Avila in the paint. Capiter goes up. She's fouled, and she gets the count. She'll have a chance to go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
That's right.
That is going to be Capiter's 18th point here. She had 16 in that first half. She has played on fire down there in the paint for the Eagles.
Yeah, in the GPAC conference, Hastings leads Dort this afternoon.
Darryl, I really appreciate that score there.
I thought you might like to hear about the Broncos.
It feels nice as she will complete that 3-point play. 31-30 the score. Yeah, this is my alma mater, and I used to be the play-by-play guy for 4 years for Bronco basketball and football. So nice to get that score update. Thank you so much, Darryl. Here's Hess outside of the arc. She dishes it inside to Harwood. Back out to Hess. Hess for 3. It's on the money. It counted. 3-point shot there by Shelby Hess. And she now
13 points now.
13 points here on the night. 34-30. 4-point lead for the Bobcats. That's exactly what the Bobcats are looking for here. They need that production. So now here's Avila inside. She takes it up. It's Johnson there who went in the paint, but there's going to be a foul on Peru State. Their first team foul this second half. That foul is going to be awarded. Waiting for the call there, but Johnson at the line. She'll nail that one. First personal for Brianna Madrid here today, as Carly Stewart will sub back in for Madrid. Johnson at the line this season so far. She's 76% from that charity stripe. She knocks down the second of the two. 34-32 with 14:30 to go in the game. Here's Stewart. Stewart gives it to Young. Young down low to Harwood. Harwood posting up. She dishes it back out to Young. Young driving baseline. She stops, pulls back. Jumper, 20 foot off the mark. No good. It kind of rolled out there on the iron. It's going to be rebounded by Capiter and given off to Ebers to bring across the timeline for the Eagles. Here's Ebers. She rolls to her left. Down low to Johnson. Back up top. Wide open shot for Capiter. The big girl down up top. She misses that one. It's going to be picked up by Ebers, though. They'll dish it back up to Johnson.
Even with that miss, she still has 19 points already in this game.
Haven't seen her taking a long-distance shot here yet tonight. She's usually right under the basket. Going down low again. Speaking of in the paint, that's up and good for the Eagles. That basket there is going to be Hannah Long. Long gets her. It's her 3rd point here of this game. Wilkinson, coast to coast. She puts it up. She's fouled. Wilkinson will head for the line for 2. She's a little frustrated that she couldn't get that one to fall. 34 all. Your score right now, 13-37.
Yeah, Peru State now 14 of 38 in field goal percentage this afternoon. Actually trailing Avila now. They led through most of the first half in percentages.
Wilkinson will nail the front end of those two. So now a 1-point lead for the Bobcats. 35-34 is on the season now. Wilkinson is 15 of 29 from that charity stripe. This will put her over 50%, but she can't get it to fall. She gets her own rebound, though. Nice awareness there by Wilkinson. She dishes it out to Young. Young with the wide open 3. That one just to the right. No good. Rebounded by Harwood. And she'll get it back out to Wilkinson. Wilkinson, a little bit fast tempo. Stewart posting up. She calls for it in the paint. She takes a dribble. She goes up with her left. That one off the mark. Carly Stewart gets 2 for a fall there. 39-34. 5-point lead for the Bobcats.
Yeah, rebounds, Peru State 20 rebounds, 26 for Avila. Avila a 6 rebound edge today.
That ball stolen away by Peru State, 37-34 your score. Harvard, she gives up, and now it's 39 as Harvard in the paint there. 39-34 with just under 13 minutes. 5-point lead for the Bobcats. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going. They have a nice 6-0 run going here in the second half.
And Harvard now in double figures, 10 points on the game.
Up top to Long. Peru State still in the man-to-man. Here's Johnson. She goes down to her left. She fakes back, comes back to Ebers. Ebers up top, wide open three. That one just to the right, and it won't fall. It'll be picked up by Stewart. By Hess, Hess coming up. She goes into the man. She dishes it out to Young. Young for three, wide open look for her. Just off the front of the iron, rebounded by Stewart, though. Stewart, baseline, she's looking for it. She makes a spin move. That one was a little way off the mark, off the top of the glass. It'll fall and be rebounded by Ebers. Ebers pushing forward. She's going to look for Brinkley, but Brinkley was not expecting it. Bad pass by Ebers as they weren't aware. And when it goes out of bounds, Peru State will get the ball, but there's going to be a timeout by Avila. And it looks like it's going to be a full timeout. So we'll take a break here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Again, your score with 12:08 to go in the game. 39-37, Peru State with the lead.
Vision is an important part of health. Poor vision can affect performance in the classroom and on the court or field. Protecting your vision is also important. 1/3 of all sports-related eye injuries are suffered by children. Contact Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn about protective eyewear options and schedule regular eye exams to rule out any problems with vision affecting your child's performance in activities and, most important, the classroom. Put healthy eyes first with Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn.
You drive a car, you own a home, and you need insurance on both. So why not see if you can save money in the process? I'm Brent Harson of the B. Harson Agency. When you insure both your home and auto with American Family Insurance, you may qualify for a substantial money-saving discount. Interested? Call me, Brent Harson, at the B. Harson Agency today at 402-269-3392.
Download the free B103 app in the iTunes Store or Google Play to listen to live coverage of the Peru State Bobcats.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman here. Proud to be bringing you Bobcat basketball alongside me. He is the best in the business right now at the color man, Daryl Obermeyer. Daryl, it's been a great game here so far. 39-34. We have 12:08 to go. Coming out of this huddle, Peru State very enthusiastic as they're 5 points up right now with 12 to go.
Well, I think 5 points is about the biggest spread either team has had in this game. It's
biggest
been an
lead.
Extremely close game throughout the day. So, yeah, exciting game to watch.
20 to go on the shot clock, 12 exactly on the game clock. Peru State, they have the ball right now. Inside is Hess. Hess dishes it out for three. Young off the mark there, but Stewart gets the rebound in the paint. She gets out and she'll back to Young. Young fakes to her left. She goes to the right, dishes out to Stewart. Stewart has the ball. She'll drive in with her left in the paint. She goes up with the left off the glass. No good. Rebounded, though, by Hess. Hess can't get that one to fall. It'll be rebounded by Capiter for the Eagles, and they'll push forward really quickly. Here's Ebers to Johnson. Johnson now on the near side here. We are outside of the arc. Ebers now up top, and she'll reset that Eagle offense. She dishes it down low to Brinkley. Up top here to Sarcom. Sarcom back in this game here for the Eagles. Here's Ebers. Ebers hands it off to Austin. Austin in the corner again to Johnson. Johnson for three. It was on the money, but just hit the rim. Couldn't fall there as it's going to be rebounded by Peru State. Here's Hess. She pushes it forward to Wilkinson. Wilkinson cross court to Young. Young takes a step in. Here's a 20-footer. Count it there. 2 points for Young. 41-34 now you're scoring. This 7-point lead is the biggest we've seen here with 10:55.
And in the HAC Conference in women's basketball, 45-24 lead Mid-American Nazarene over Missouri Valley.
Nice ball movement here. They are working that perimeter again. Eagles having some trouble breaking that defense there. 3-pointer on the way, missed by Johnson. Be rebounded by Madrid. She gives it to Wilkinson, who goes really quickly up into the paint. She makes a move. She'll back out. She gives it to Stewart. Stewart, the 10-footer, is good there. And now it's 43-34, a 9-point lead. And there's a timeout by the Eagles as they wanted to stop the bleeding. Coach Larry Williams called the timeout. It'll be a full. So we'll take another break here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Your score, 43-34, just halfway to go here in the game. 10:35. We'll be right back.
People in Nebraska City rely on Raymond James to plan for their retirements. Why? Because they help make your money work as hard as you did to earn it. If you want someone you can trust, call Raymond James today, 402-873-7477. If you're not sure you can live comfortably in retirement, call them for a free pre-retirement review at 402-873-7477. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA SIPC. Life well planned.
Vision is an important part of health. Poor vision can affect performance in the classroom and on the court or field. Protecting your vision is also important. 1/3 of all sports-related eye injuries are suffered by children. Contact Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn about protective eyewear options and schedule regular eye exams to rule out any problems with vision affecting your child's performance in activities and, most important, the classroom. Put healthy eyes first with Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn.
Now, back to more Peru State basketball on B103.
Welcome back here, KVI Auburn, Nebraska City, KIMI Malvern. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman here with Darren Obermeyer on the call. Peru State basketball here in today's best country. B103 as Avila off the timeout there came inside and moved the ball well. They got it down low to Lucy Sarcom, number 25. She put it up and in. So now your score is 43-36. We have 10 minutes to go here in this game. Peru State has the lead now. It's a 7-point lead.
Peru State 37% now, and field goal percentage is 35% for Avila.
Here's Wilkinson. Settling back into the game is Madera Lori for the Bobcats. Here is Hartward right now. She goes up to the left side of the lane. No good. It'll be almost rebounded by Madera, but it's going to be picked up by the Eagles. Here's Johnson. She gets hacked almost by Lori there. She knocks the ball loose, but Evers picks it up. Evers, top of the arc. She dishes now to the far side. Held by Johnson. Johnson comes up, finds Austin. Austin back to Johnson. Johnson over here to the top of the arc again to Evers. Evers hands it off to Austin. Austin with 5 to go on the shot clock. She drives to her right. She dishes it out. 3 to go. 2 on the shot clock. 1. There's the shot. He's going to get it off, but they're going to say she traveled, and she did. Coach Williams for Avila not happy about that, trying to demonstrate to the referee, doing a couple of jumps and whatnot.
Well, the official jumped back and looked like they were going to take off and dance across the court.
Right? Oh, that's too funny. Travel there, though, and it's going to be Peru State ball. 9 minutes to go, 7-point lead for Peru State. One of the keys to the game, Darryl, was playing a full 40 minutes. Let's see if the Bobcats can finish this one out. As that pass from Wilkinson was a cross-court pass over here to Heather Breek, but Breek couldn't hold on with it. It was a little too high for her, as Breek's a short little girl. Going to be a turnover, and Avila will have it. They're going to double team Evers, though. Johnson on the inbound. They'll have to come to Austin. She had to come down to help. Peru State on the full court press right now. Wilkinson really trying to pressure Evers right now. Evers just crosses the timeline. She passes, going to be stolen away. That ball's going to be saved, but actually going to say it went out of bounds, and Avila will take over. 8:49 to go.
Yeah, in the Big 12, Oklahoma leading Tulsa 68-45, and Kansas over Utah 37-21.
Pass coming inside. Both teams are going to grab for it. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow with Avila. Will stay down here, as it looked like Madera Lori was kind of wrestling around there with Brinkley on the ground. Evers to inbound on their baseline. Evers waiting. She can't find anything. She'll finally lob it up. It's going to be picked up by Capiter. Capiter goes up with her right on the turnaround. It won't fall, and it'll be rebounded by Lori. Lori brings it across the timeline for the Bobcats, and then she'll hand it off to Wilkinson on the far side of the court. She'll set things up. Wilkinson drives into the paint. She'll dish it outside to Breck. Breck inside to Harward. Harward, she goes into the paint, goes up with her left. No good. Rebounded by Capiter. And then there's going to be another jump ball. Nice awareness now by Brianna Madrid. And Coach Williams is very upset, along with the Avila fans that came up here for that one. But possession arrow to Peru State, so they'll take over here.
That's the second time this afternoon that Brianna has tied up a player to get a jump ball, and in both cases got the ball back for Peru State.
So inbound, Wilkinson to inbound on the Bobcat baseline. She'll find Breck. Here's Breck now. She backs off a little bit. Avila is still in the man-to-man. She goes inside to Harward. Harward on the turnaround, off the glass and good. 45-36 now is Harward now. She has 12 points. Avila bringing it across the timeline. It's Ebers. Ebers has barely gone out. She's pretty much been in this whole game. There's a three-pointer, though, to Johnson. That one off the mark. Rebounded by Capiter. Capiter takes it back up. There's going to be a foul on Harward. And that'll be the second team foul for Peru State. Third team foul for Peru State. It'll be the first personal to Brittany Harward. As step into the line now will be Rebecca Capiter. She has 19 points in this game as the front end of her two is good, so count it for 20. As we'll get a couple subs coming in here. Back into the game, Hannah Long for Avila, along with Michelle Brinkley. And back into the game is Carly Stewart for the Bobcats.
Yeah, and I believe that's only 4 points that the Bobcat women have allowed her in this second half.
They've cooled her down to this second half for sure. Great defense. That one off the mark, missed. So 45-37 with 7:50 to go in this game. Peru State with that 8-point lead right now. Nice movement here. Here is Lori. Lori travels. She loses it as she was bumped, and there's another scram for the ball. The ref is going to call out of bounds. Coach Williams is calling, saying that she fouled her, but Avila will retain possession. She inbounds the Ebers as there's going to be a reach-in call on Wilkinson. It'll be the 4th team foul for Peru State, and for Wilkinson personally, that'll be her first personal. So, Daryl, we've seen some really smart play here from Peru State today. Not many players getting fouls.
No, they really haven't. Only 5 fouls for the entire game on Peru State.
Peru State trying to pressure there as the ball is loose. It's going to be picked up right in front of us here. Double team. And that's the 10-second call. They didn't bring the ball up half court. 10 seconds, and it's a turnover. 7:28 to go now in this game. Peru State has the ball. Heather Brick inbounding here on the near side, right in front of us, actually. She'll dish it off to Madeira Lori. Lori dribbles to her right. She'll find Harward. Harward goes to the baseline. She backs it back out to Lori. Lori with a three-point shot. That one well short. It's an air ball. It'll fall into the basket. She looks just a little embarrassed there on that one.
She turned around and looked at the coach and said, "I'm sorry."
And then she tried to duck down and hide in her jersey for a second. Really funny there. Peru State in the full court press right now. Really not trying to let Avila do anything offensively. Here's Ebers, though. She brings it across the timeline. She'll dish it down low to Austin. Capita sets a pick, but Austin doesn't need it. She goes up top to Long. Long to Brinkley here on the near side outside of the arc. Posting up is Capiter. 7 to go. Inside to Capiter in the paint. She takes a power dribble. She turns. She's going to get it stolen away, but they're going to get a foul on Peru State. It'll be the 15th foul on the Bobcats. And they'll give that one, it's going to be Carly Stewart, her first personal here of this game. 6:49, Capiter steps to the line. She nails that one. Give it 21. Sydney Young, Shelby Hess subbing back into the game for the Bobcats in place of Lori and Breck.
And that's only the 7th team foul of the entire game on Bobcat women. And only 5 so far for the entire game on Avila.
Second of the 2 is good by Capiter. She now has 22. And the score is 45-39. 6-point lead for Peru State with 6:45. Here's Wilkinson. She jukes her out, steps out. She dribbles back outside of the arc. She goes in, dishes it out to Young. Young goes into the paint, goes up with her right, and she gets it to fall there. 47-39, 8-point lead for the Bobcats. 6:30 to go here in that one. That's the 12th point for Young.
Yeah, Avila, a little bit interesting uniforms. The side of their legs, they have little areas look like almost the skin of a lizard on them. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Pretty interesting, to say the least. Black jerseys that are trimmed in gold and purple as well. 7 seconds to go on that shot clock. Here's Capiter in the paint. She turns around. She goes up and good off the iron, and she has 24 points now. 6 minutes to go in this game. 47-41, 6-point lead for Peru State. It's going to be a great one here. Buckle your seatbelts as we have an exciting game here for the finish of this one.
Yeah, so many close stats on this one. Rebounds, Avila 31, Peru State 28.
Here's Young. Over to the corner to Wilkinson. Inside to Harward. Harward turnaround. She fakes the shot. Goes to Stewart. Stewart's one can't fall. Wilkinson drives in. She gets the ball back. She's going to pick it up, dish it out to Stewart again. Stewart's shot off the mark. Rebounded by Long. Long will hand it off to Ebers, and Wilkinson is notably hurt. She's limping. This is some trouble. Wilkinson is really hurting right now, and she's pretty much almost ineffective. She's hobbling around out there, trying to walk it off. They get that one swatted away, and Capiter in there. She was going to knock down that one, giving her 26 now, but we'll have a timeout for Wilkinson as she is notably hurt there, and she'll hobble off the court here. Obviously, Wilkinson kind of the point guard, and so hopefully she won't get too hurt here. We'll kind of try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Wilkinson averages 6.5 points per game for the Bobcat women. But a lot of her ability is just how fast she is and how aggressive she is on defense.
Yeah.
So if she has to go out, she'll be sorely missed by this.
We'll
Bobcat
take.
team today.
It'll be a full timeout. Peru State will take that timeout. So we'll be back here on the Bobcat Radio Network. 5:14 to go. 47-43. Peru State on top.
Vision is an important part of health. Poor vision can affect performance in the classroom and on the court or field. Protecting your vision is also important. 1/3 of all sports-related eye injuries are suffered by children. Contact Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn about protective eyewear options and schedule regular eye exams to rule out any problems with vision affecting your child's performance in activities and, most important, the classroom. Put healthy eyes first with Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn.
Stay tuned for the Peru State College postgame show after the game on B103.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. KBIE Auburn, Nebraska City, KIMI Malvern, here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Thank you for joining us. Colton Spearman here on the call with my color man, Daryl Obermeyer. 5:14 to go. Peru State just took that full timeout. Wilkinson actually kind of hurt herself. She's getting looked at by the training staff right now. If anything else, that kind of looks like she may have just either bruised something or twisted something, but she actually stood up. She's kind of walking on her own accord right now. Still seeing a tiny bit of a limp. We'll see if she gets back into this game or not.
58-28, Mid-American Nazarene over Missouri Valley in women's basketball. Kind of a surprise to see that spread in that game like that.
Yeah. Well, here right now in Peru, it's a 4-point game. 47-43 is taking it up on is Beck. Beck in for Wilkinson. It's going to be rebounded, though, by Evers. She can't get that one to fall. 5 minutes to go in this game. 47-43, Peru State with that lead. Man-to-man defense for Peru State. Here's Brinkley. Brinkley inside. Madrid tried to get the steal, but she knocked Cabot just a little bit, and they're going to get her for the foul. It's going to be a push there. That's her second personal foul, team foul number 6. So Peru State going to have to play a little bit more careful as this close of a game, you really don't want to get into that bonus.
Oh, that's right. That gets costly when you get into the bonus, and it really turns games.
Here's the inbound for Avila, though, working for Avila. They're working that perimeter. Here's Brinkley. Brinkley dishes it out to Evers. Evers for 3. It's on the mark and good. Evers nails that one now, and it's a 1-point game, 47-46, as Evers actually gets her first basket of the game.
Yeah, Culver Stockton played Missouri S&T in exhibition today, lost 55-48.
And it looks like Wilkinson will be coming back in along with Harward to the next dead ball. So she'll look to be okay. Ball's on the ground right now. Long has it. She'll dish it to Evers. Evers gets away here, and now the Eagles have a chance to get their first lead in this second half with 4 minutes to go. Down to the corner, outside of the arc, up top to Capiter, far side to Brinkley. Brinkley fakes the pass inside, goes outside to Johnson. Johnson continues to swing it around the arc to Evers. Evers back up top to Long. Very tight defense by Peru State right now in the man-to-man. 4 to shoot, 3 on the shot clock, 2 to go. Here's Evers. She goes up with the right, and it's good off the glass. And the Eagles have now taken the lead, 48-47 with 3:45 to go in this game.
Yeah, 10:25 to go in this half. Peru State had a 7-point lead. So Avila's pulled up 8 points on that spread of the game.
It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things right here with 3:42 to go. And Daryl, just like you mentioned, it was a 9-point lead at one point here, and it goes back to one of our keys of the game, playing your full 40 minutes. And it seems to happen a lot with this women's team, where they'll get up by a decent amount, but then they'll let their opponent just storm right back into the game.
Well, yeah, it really, the games kind of go in spurts, it seems here, and I guess it just depends how this game comes out as to who has the spurt at the time, because both teams will go hot to cold this afternoon. Both teams are very similar in that if Peru State gets hot, Avila seems to back off a little bit, and vice versa.
Yep. And we're coming out of this timeout here right now. Avila, 0-2 in conference play, 3-3 overall. They've lost their last 3 games, while Peru State is 0-2 in conference play, 1-7 overall. They've lost their last 4. Of course, they got that last win against Grandview in Iowa. So here we go. Here with 3:42, we'll get this one off. 48-47, Eagles with a 1-point lead over Peru State. Inbound here. Here's Harward up top. She'll give it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson back in the game. She looks to be just fine. She'll dish it over to Hess. Hess to the corner to Young. Young inside to Harward. Harward with the turnaround into the paint. She goes up with her left. She gets her own rebound. Coach Albury is very adamant about something. She is upset. Ball comes over here to Hess. Hess open here. 25 on the shot clock. She goes inside to Harward. Harward goes up with her right. She's fouled, and she'll head to the line for a couple of free throws. As they're going to get they're going to get Capiter on the foul there.
Yeah, Harvard is yet to go to the free throw line today for the Bobcat women. Creighton St. Mary's are now headed into overtime. UMKC 39-35 over UNO at the halftime.
That one there, she makes that one 48 all now. Is your score? Harvard 62% from the line. Not many Bobcat. They haven't gotten to the line too many times this year. She nails that second one, 49-48. Coming into this game, they've only been to the line 170 times. There's a team there, 64%. They're going to get a travel, though. Nice defense. There's a full court press by Peru State. Shelby Young was guarding Johnson. Johnson got it in. She got Johnson to hold it there, and she took too many steps. So there's a travel. Peru State now has a chance to kind of widen this 1-point lead. 49-48, 3:10 to go here in this game. Here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Inbound to Harvard. Harvard goes up off the glass. That one's going to be brought down almost by Brinkley, but there's going to be a foul now on that one. That's Peru State's 7th team foul, so now that puts Avila in the bonus. So that's the all-dangerous bonus.
I believe that foul was on Carly Stewart. They haven't. Oh, now they put it up. They were kind of slow getting that up on the scoreboard. But Carly Stewart with that foul, that's her 2nd foul of the game. But still nice to see her back on the court.
That shot there is good. So now that ties things up here, 49-49 all. Brinkley at the line for the Eagles. 2nd is away. Both of hers are good for Austin there. For Brinkley there. Peru State pushing it really quickly. Wilkinson already has the ball. She dishes it to Stewart. Stewart wide open lane to the left. She's fouled. So it looks like she'll be heading to the line as well, as that foul is going to be on number 10, Hannah Long. And that's her 3rd personal foul there.
This will be Carly Stewart's first trip to the line too, but so far 8 points for Carly.
Nice return there from that injury, as that one was in. You hate to see those ones. That free throw was in, but the way the ball was spinning and the way it touched the rim, it rolled out.
Yeah, I just don't understand how those happen, but
she'll nail that 2nd one.
But then again, I'm not a physics major.
Right, so. There you go. Definitely stayed away from that major there. Full court press for Peru State. They'll finally get the inbound here to Ebers. Ebers will get back to Johnson. Your score is 50-50 with 2:50 to go here. A lot of 50s. 2:49 now, and they finally get the ball across the timeline. Here the Eagles. There's the fake shot. They'll dish it back out to Evers. Down to the corner. A wide open 3 by Johnson. Counted there, and now the Eagles have a 3-point lead, 53-50 with 2:30 to go in this game. Wilkinson will try and respond here. She brings it down. She'll give it to Young. Young with the drive inside. She puts it up in the paint. She's fouled. She can't get it to fall, but she'll head to the line as they're going to get Gabby Ebers on that foul there. It's going to be Peru. That's going to be the 5th, it looks like, 6th team foul for Avila, and that's the 3rd personal for Gabby Ebers. One more away from the bonus. Sydney Young steps up and nails the front end of the 2. 51-53.
That's 10 of 12 in free throws for Avila today. They've been really, really hot from the line.
2nd from Young is good as well. 52-53, 1-point lead for the Eagles. 2:30 to go in this game. There's the inbound to Johnson. Peru State double teams Johnson, and that'll leave an open Brinkley. Brinkley taking it down on her own. It's 4-3 right now. She's going to take it in, take advantage of that. Up and off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Capiter, and she goes up and in. She gets her 28th point here tonight. 52-55, 3-point lead for Avila.
Yeah, Lester Hurd and the Hack. Baker 32-27 now over Graceland.
Stewart on the drive. She kicks it out to Stewart. Hess on the drive, and Stewart for 3. She nails that one, and it's a tie game, 55-55. Hess came in. She faked going up, and then she dished it out to the wide open Stewart, who knocked it down for 3.
And Stewart now 12 points on the game.
Here's Avila. Ebers. Less than 2 minutes, 1:50 to go in this game. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Capiter. Nice swinging the ball around here to Johnson. Johnson, she waits. She finally finds Brinkley. Brinkley on the far side swings it over to Ebers. Ebers back up top to Long. Long still swings it to Brinkley. Brinkley for 3 with 4 on the shot clock. Off the mark. It's going to be rebounded almost by Wilkinson. It gets knocked around. Wilkinson finally picks it up for the Bobcats. She has to hold it. It gets poked away, and there's going to be a foul on Avila.
I think Wilkerson might be a little bit lucky she wasn't called for travel as she was going after that ball.
She did. She took one extra step there, but they're going to get the reach in there. And that's the 7th team foul on Avila, first from Miss Brinkley. Yeah. But now that puts both teams in the bonus.
Quite a change from the first half with so few fouls in the first half of this game.
That one off the mark. Can't get it to fall as Wilkinson, as there's going to be a foul on Peru State there. I think that one is going to go to Harward.
That'll be her second foul today.
And that's the 8th team foul for Peru State, so we'll head down the other way and take some more free throws. As there's going to be a timeout, Peru State, it'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. 1:24 to go. It's a tie ball game, 55-55. Man, this one has been quite exciting.
Well, yeah, it really has. Both teams are just so equally matched. You know, you almost wonder, you put these teams on a what would I want to say, a nonpartisan area,
yeah,
a neutral floor, and have them play 10 games. Who would win them? I mean, they're
completely even.
Yeah, well, and you can see that 55-55 with a minute 24 to go in the game, and just the crowd here, not a big one because of the winter break, but the ones that are here have certainly got their money's worth.
And they're definitely they definitely have been loud for the few that are here. It is definitely a nice arena here, and and you can give that to the acoustics as well. But it has been exciting, and we are about ready to start here. Minute 24 of this last minute 24 of the game, 55-55 all. If you just joining us, you have missed a dandy here. 55 all, 1:24 to go. Colton Spearman here alongside Daryl Obermeyer here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Avila will be shooting some free throws here. The front end of the 1-and-1 is good from Rebecca Capiter.
Now at 29 points.
Wow, she's one away from 30.
Today.
Her second is up. That one falls as well, so 30 points for her now. She is having a great game. Inbound to Young. Young brings it across the timeline for the Bobcats. She spins. She's looking for the open person. She finds Wilkinson. Wilkinson gives it off here to Hess. Hess backing off. She dishes it far side to Stewart. Stewart to Wilkinson. Wilkinson comes across court. She gives it to Hess. Hess for three. Just a little short there. It's going to fall, but ball's going to be scrounged, and Hess trying to get it in. She saves it, gives it to Harward. Harward down low to Stewart. Stewart wide open under the basket. She gets that one to fall. 57 seconds here left in the game. 57 all is your score. 57.1 seconds left in the game. Here's the inbound. 30 on the shot clock. Avila. Here's the Ebers. Wilkinson guarding her heavily. She still doesn't cross it. Wilkinson trying to poke that one away. She finally brings it across the timeline here. She gives it down to the far corner. It'll be to Johnson. Johnson to Capiter. Capiter back to Johnson up top. Johnson driving into the paint, kicks it outside. Three-pointer there by Brinkley on the way. Count it! Good for Avila there, and it's 60-57. 37.6 left here in this game. There's going to be a timeout by Avila. It'll be the three-pointer is good. So 60-57, a full timeout here. But with 37 seconds, we'll keep it right here. What an exciting game this has been. They just nailed that three-pointer. Darryl, what does Peru State need to do to be able to walk out of this one with the win?
Well, in the first half, Avila couldn't hit from outside the three-point line. They've been a lot more successful this second half. And Peru State been playing a lot of man-to-man, but when they just haven't been playing out in those corners. And they just haven't been out on them when Avila's been out in the corners. And that's where they've been able to hit the three-pointers, as Peru State just hasn't covered them possibly as tightly as they should have been doing.
So now we're 60-57, and Peru State has had that 9-point lead. It seemed like later here in the second half this was going to be all Peru State, but now all of a sudden we see a 3-point lead by Avila with 37 left, and really just you'd hate to see that for Peru State. They're 1-7 right now, looking for that first conference win. This one was they're really hoping to get this one. It's going to be a great finish here. You're going to need a 3 to tie. A 2 would put them down by 1, and then obviously they'd have to foul or try and get a steal. With 37 seconds, though, if Peru State can get a shot off in less than 7.6 seconds, there will still be a shot clock for Avila, which will give Peru State pretty much almost, if they can get the ball back, a guaranteed last shot. So it might be important for them to try and get this one off in 7.6.
Yeah. The negative part is just Peru State this second half. They're 2 out of 3 and three-pointers at the halftime. Now they're 5 for 11.
Oh, geez.
And threes. So they've really cooled off on the three-point shooting.
The hot hand from beyond the arc is probably either going to be Sydney Young or Shelby Hess.
Mid-American Nazarene now a 78-43 lead over Missouri Valley in women's basketball.
So here we go. 32 to go, 24 on the shot clock. 30 seconds now. Here is Stewart. Stewart goes inside to Harward. Harward, she's going to take it up herself. Spins, no good. It's going to be on the ground. Rebounded by Avila, and they're going to have to foul now, and they do. Stolen away, though, by Sydney, but they're going to get Hess on the foul. Sydney Young not happy about that one, as she almost had a free basket. 19.7. That'll send Avila to the line, and they're going to Peru State will have to hope that they can't knock down these couple of shots, as Johnson will head to the line for Avila. And Johnson right now into the season, 77% at the line, as we'll take another timeout here. Peru State, it is going to be a full timeout. So we'll take a break here with 19.7 to go. This is going to be a great ending. We'll be right back here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Vision is an important part of health. Poor vision can affect performance in the classroom and on the court or field. Protecting your vision is also important. 1/3 of all sports-related eye injuries are suffered by children. Contact Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn about protective eyewear options and schedule regular eye exams to rule out any problems with vision affecting your child's performance in activities and, most important, the classroom. Put healthy eyes first with Lifetime Vision Center in Auburn.
There's a whole new way to go Gator. Meet the sleek Midnight Black Special Edition Gator RSX 850i and XUV 825i from John Deere. They blend into the shadows and move like a coming storm. Inventory is limited, so these Gators will be gone soon. Get to your John Deere dealer today. Availability limited to participating dealers. See dealer for details.
Try out the Gator Special Edition at Studite Implement in Syracuse off Highway 50 north of 2, or the Studite Implement near Auburn on Highway 75.
Stay tuned for the Peru State College postgame show after the game on B103.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Spearman alongside Daryl Obermeyer. Daryl, we have a great finish to this game. 19.7 seconds to go. Eagles with a 3-point lead, and now they're at the line as Peru State had to foul. It's going to be an interesting one.
You know, it's about opposite of how this game ended up last year when Avila came to Peru State. Avila led much of the game. Peru State came back and won it at the end, and Peru State's probably led this game more than Avila has, but right now Avila looks to have the edge.
3-point lead here. Here's Johnson. That shot is off the mark. It's going to be picked up by Harward. Wilkinson is going to pick it up. They'll have some time here. 3-point lead for Eagles. They need a 3-point to tie. They'll get it. Hess gets up the 3. She got it. It's a tie ball game. 60-all. What a finish here. 10.8 seconds. It looks like this is going to be the ending here. 8-7 to go. 6. They bring it down cross court. She misses that one. And Young is going to pick this one up. She has 3.2. She's right behind it there. And there's going to be a timeout. And we got a timeout here before time finished. Peru State took the timeout, so they'll have a chance for one more shot. But how about that one, Daryl? Shelby Hess in the corner. Nails the 3, ties this one up at 60.
Yeah, that just absolutely, I can't believe how open she was able to get. But Peru has been so fast in this game today and moving. They haven't stood still. You know, they haven't had a slow game at all. And she was able to get to the corner, was wide open. Avila didn't get to her, and that ball never even hit the rim.
And now it looks like we'll have 1.2 seconds here. That's when they got that timeout. But the thing is, they're now going to be inbounding on the far side of the court from where we are, back to the left. So they'll be behind they'll be behind half court, pretty much. If you will, if you take a court and you separate it by quarters, they're pretty much inbounding at the coming up from left to right, a quarter of the way down.
Or you could say about their own 25 or 30
there
yard
you go.
line
Yeah,
if you want to go with football.
Exactly. No, exactly. I like that analogy. So they're going to actually...
It'd be a Hail Mary then, too, if you want to go with analogies.
Exactly. They can either inbound on the near side, throw up a half-court prayer, or they'll have to they'll have to drop a play, which it looks like Coach Albury might be doing down there, to try and get someone open down in this area, throw it in. It's going to be a grab, turn around, shoot.
And it'd be hard to write that play because what kind of defense is Avila going to run? If they're not going to play out, Peru State could roll the ball down the court.
They really could very easily. With 1.2, you could even justify a pass down here, getting the ball, quick little pass, and then almost, if you will, like a volleyball, like set. We'll see, though, as we have, here we go. Minute 1.2 seconds. It's a tie game, 60-60. If Peru State can't sink this one.
It looks like Avila is going to be a full court press. So I think we'll probably see 2 long passes, and then the game will be over.
Here we go. Carly Stewart on the inbound. There they go. There's the home run pass. It's deep to Harwood. It's going to be picked off by Avila, and we are going to go to overtime. 60-60 your score here. We could not get a winner in regulation, so we'll head to overtime. 5 minutes in overtime. We'll pretty much almost start this one away. I think they'll give them about 30 seconds or so here to kind of talk things over, so we'll keep it right here. We won't take a break. Going to be exciting overtime basketball action. 60-60, and now these fans get treated to some free basketball.
Well, that's right. Yeah, we're now into overtime, and as working on Peru State football for a few years, we've had a couple overtime games, and I believe 3 overtime games in the years I've done Peru State football, and Peru went 2-1 in those. So
we have we have a winning record here in overtime with you.
Right.
Nice. That's always going to help for the Bobcats. So for anyone that doesn't know, for overtime, same exact rules as normal basketball, but only 5 minutes to go here in this overtime situation. It will be a jump ball again to try and decide who gets it here. And if we don't get a winner and it's still tied after this one, you just keep playing consecutive 5-minute overtimes until you can get a winner. They will keep the same fouling from the second half. Right now, Peru State has 9 team fouls. Avila has 7, so one more foul would put Avila in the double bonus currently right now. So we are ready to start overtime here. Been an exciting one, and really looking forward to, if you're tuning in here to the Bobcat Radio Network here for the men's game, that one's actually going to start 30 minutes after the finish of this one here. I know it was scheduled to start here at 4 o'clock, and we're getting close to about the pregame of that one there, but again, like I said, it'll be 30 minutes after, so the start of the men's game will probably be about 4, depending on when this one ends, somewhere between 4:10, 4:20.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we just got a final in. Baker women defeated Grandview 66-56.
Harvard taking the jump against with Capiter. It's going to be won by Peru State, given to Shelby Hess. She took it up, puts it up, no good, but she'll get her own rebound. Dishing it inside to Stewart here. Stewart with a spin in the paint. That one can't fall. It's going to be picked up by Capiter. And now every single possession in this overtime really counts, Daryl.
Well, yeah, it really does, because there's, you hope not for a second overtime, but, these girls are going to get tired. But Peru State does have more bench strength than does Avila.
So here is Avila right now, 60-60 all, 4:30 to go in this overtime. Inside to Capiter. Capiter, she has 30 points, spinning there. She can't get that one to fall. Ball's going to get on the ground. She gets her own rebound. She steps back. She dishes it back outside to Johnson. Johnson will come over, find Ebers up top. Here's Ebers. She moves over a little bit to the right. She dishes it down to Brinkley. Brinkley inside to Capiters. Wide open there. She beat Harwood there, 62-60 with 4 minutes to go in this overtime.
Yeah, it's kind of surprised me. The last 2 times Capiter's been under the basket, she hasn't been very tightly guarded.
That time she did have an open look. Now they're up by 2, 62-60. Eagles with the lead with 3:55 in overtime to go. Here's Harwood down low. Baseline drive. She goes up and under. Nice basket by Brittany Harwood as she had a nice up and under swoosh there. She went up with the right. 62 all with 3:45. So now bringing it across the timeline for Avila will be Ebers. Gabby Ebers, she's been in pretty much this whole game. Nice movement there, down low again to Capper. Capper again. She gets the assist from Hannah Long, who found her down low, 64-62. And now Wilkinson brings it across the timeline for the Bobcats. 3:30 to go. They're down by 2. Here's Young. Young driving in the paint. She has a nice open look there. That one goes up the floater. Can't fall. It takes a couple bounces. It rims out. It'll be rebounded by Long. Long will hand it off to Ebers with 3:15. Ebers across the timeline. She's charging in. She finds Brinkley. Brinkley still outside. They're swinging the ball nicely. They go over to the far side outside of the perimeter. Here's Johnson. Johnson to the corner to Brinkley. Brinkley inside. That one gets poked away by Harwood, but they're going to get Harwood on the foul, and I'm not too sure about that one. Neither is Harwood, but they'll get her on the foul, and that's going to send the all-dangerous Capiter to the line to shoot a couple.
Yeah, Harwood, that's her 3rd foul, but she has 14 points today.
Capiter at the line. She has 34. This one up, and she'll get that one to fall as Madrid will sub into the game here for Stewart. Capiter, 35 points here. It's 65-62, a 3-point lead for the Eagles. 2:59 to go in overtime. That shot off the mark. It's going to be rebounded, though, by the Eagles. Picked up by Brinkley. Brinkley dishes it outside, and they're moving the ball around the perimeter again. 25 on that shot clock. Here's Ebers. Ebers guarded by Wilkinson. Peru State in the man-to-man. Wilkinson trying to get that steal, but she can't. Here's Ebers still. 17 to go on the shot clock. She gives it to Brinkley. Brinkley rolling off the pick. She goes back to the left, steps back, took the three-pointer. That one was on the mark, but it rims out. It's going to be picked up by Harwood, and they're going to call a jump ball on that one. Possession arrow will stay here with Avila. 2:36 to go in this overtime period. 3-point lead for the Eagles, 65-62.
Yeah, Brittany Harwood already has a brace on her knee and a wrap on her knee, and it looked like she got up with her shoulder a little bit sore after she hit the ground that time.
Hopefully she will be okay. She's still in the game here. Eagles on the inbound, 27 to shoot. They swing the ball around to the far side, down to the baseline, but they'll come back up top. Nice ball movement. Here's Johnson back to Ebers. Ebers back to Johnson. They'll dish it kind of back and forth. Wilkinson tried to get the steal there, but she couldn't. They go far side to Johnson. Johnson cross court back here. That's Brinkley to Johnson. Johnson goes inside to Long. Long takes it up the right lane. That one no good off the rim. And they're going to get a foul on Peru State again. Actually, excuse me, that's going to be a foul on Avila. That'll be on number 40, Rebecca Capiter. That's going to be the team 9th foul for Avila. Third personal for Capiter. With 2:12 now, Peru State has a couple chances here. Brianna Madrid will head to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Well,
she should have 2, actually. The 1 and 1, front end of the 1 and 1, that one missed. It's going to be rebounded, though, by Hess. Hess cross court to Young. That one's going to get knocked away by Brinkley. So it'll be out of bounds on the Eagles with 2:07 inbound for Peru State.
Yeah, the first half, each team had just 2 fouls. The second half, Peru State leads 10-8. Quite a difference in fouling.
2:02 to go here in this one, 20 on the shot clock. Peru State working the perimeter. Wilkinson thought about going inside. She finds Young. Young for 3, just off the back of the iron. She'll get her own rebound, though, and she'll end up on the ground as there's going to be a foul on the Eagles. And it looks like Sydney Young will get a chance for 2. 1:52 in this overtime period, 65-62. It's been an exciting one so far. That's going to be the 9th team foul for Avila, 4th personal for Gabby Ebers, so she needs to be careful now with a minute 52. Here's Young. She's at the line. She sends her first away and good, so now it's a 2-point game, 65-63.
Yeah, Sydney Young, a senior out of Omaha, came from McCook Community College on her way here to Peru.
She is 93% from the line this year, so that's the girl that the Bobcats wanted at the line as she nails the second end. Now it's 65-61, 1-point lead for the Eagles. 1:50 to go in this overtime. Here is Johnson, line for the Ebers. Ebers calls her play way up top. She dishes it down low. They come back up to Brinkley. Brinkley on top of the arc. Gives it back off to Johnson. Johnson driving, kicks it out here to Ebers. They're trying to run their play. Comes back, 6 to shot, 5 to go. They finally put up the prayer. That one's going to be short as they got a hand on it. Sydney Young got a hand on it there. It's going to be picked up by Harwood. Harwood brings it down for the Bobcats, and she'll finally hand it off to Wilkinson. Minute 15 here in this overtime. It's 65-64, 1-point lead for the Eagles. Here's Harwood. She dishes it far side to Wilkinson. Wilkinson over to Young. Young inside to Harwood. 13 to shoot. Harwood tried to go up with that one. She thought she was going to dish it off to one of her teammates, but no one was there, and she lost it. Picked up by Avila. Now we're under a minute, 57 seconds, 25 on the shot clock. Here's Ebers. Ebers dishes it far side as there's going to be a timeout by Avila. It'll be 53.6 seconds in this one. And it looks to be like we're going to keep it right here. It's going to be, it will be actually a full timeout, so we'll take one more break here on the Bobcat Radio Network in overtime. Your score 65-64. Avila with the lead. We'll be right back.
Vanderveen and Garacki is proud to be celebrating their 15th year of business, serving Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, and the surrounding communities. Vanderveen and Garacki realized the importance of a strong community and know they could not have reached this milestone without the support of all of you. Vanderveen and Garacki is focused on providing you with sound tax and accounting solutions. It has been their pleasure to work closely with you, and they look forward to serving your needs for another 15 years and beyond. A sincere thank you from Vanderveen and Garacki, where everything adds up.
More Bobcat sports coverage is at B103.fm.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, where have you been? It's been a great game here. We are in overtime. The score 65-64. Avila is on top of Peru State. Just 1 point, though. 53.6 seconds left in this game. How we got here, though, Daryl, was really exciting. There was about 5 seconds to go in the game. Peru State was down by 3. Shelby Hess down in the corner for a baseline, took the 3. She nailed it, and that got this crowd excited. It was tied at 60, and now here in overtime, it's 65-64. Avila scoring 5 points, Peru State scoring 4, and it's going to be, it looks, and coming out of this timeout with 53.6, it was Avila who took the timeout. They'll have the inbound on the far side.
In NCAA play, Creighton had a 24 home game streak defeated, or broken today by St. Mary's.
That pass on the inbound stolen away by Madrid. She gives it off to Harwood, who gives it to Wilkinson. 45 to go here in the game, 20 in the shot clock. Inside to Wilkinson, back to Madrid, back to Young. Young driving, baseline, goes up at the right. She's going to get all ball there. It'll go out of bounds. Avila was the last to touch it there. There was a nice block by Rebecca Capiter. She got all ball, so Peru State will inbound. They have 16 on the shot clock, 37.6 on the game clock. 21 seconds separate the two. There's the inbound to Harwood. 15 seconds now. She gives it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson gives it to Young. Young coming off of her. She runs out to the middle. She dishes it down low to Madrid. Madrid dribbles off of her feet, and now the ball's on the ground, and there's going to be a run for it. It's going to be a jump ball possession arrow to Peru State.
No, I believe they called.
Oh, they're going to call a foul. I thought they were getting the jump ball, but
Brittany Harvard was called for a personal foul.
That's her 4th personal, and again, they are in the double bonus already. So, not exactly the best call there. 25-9 by Brittany Harvard on the foul. So that's going to send. Looks to be Brinkley at the line to shoot 2. Her first is good. So now it's 66-64, a 2-point lead for the Eagles with 25.9 as the shot clock now is dead. Second is away. That one good. It's a 3-point game, 67-64. Here is Young. She brings it across the timeline for the Bobcats. She pushes really quickly, 20 to go in the game. Almost tripped there. She's going to pass it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson back to Young. Young. Avila playing a very tight man-to-man defense. Young dishes it out to Madrid. Madrid to Harward. Harward. They're trying to find that open man. 9 seconds to go. Harwood takes it up on her own. She goes up with her left. She can't get that one to fall. Oh, and we're gonna call here. There's a timeout. Peru State actually did call a timeout, and Avila not happy about that one, but they did get the timeout before with a couple more seconds and 6.8, and it looks to be a full timeout. 6.8. We'll keep it right here, though. Daryl, it's been an exciting overtime. People getting pretty heated in here right now.
Well, yeah, it just, wasn't it 9 points or a 7 or 9 point lead? Peru.
9-point lead.
Otherwise, this game has been very close, except for that few minutes when Peru took off of that lead. It's been close all the way through. And I imagine the fans from each team thought they were going to win this game.
They definitely did. It has been pretty even. The boys teams are all pretty much waiting and ready to go here. 3-point lead for Avila. 67-64 your score. And I'm Colton Spearman. Alongside me is Daryl Obermeyer. We'll have the men's game for you, too, after the end of this one. But stick around after the finish of this game. We'll take a break, come back for a game recap and final stats, and then we'll come back again just for a quick little wrap-up. We'll have a little post-game show here. We'll name a player of the game, and 6.8 seconds here. You have to imagine Peru State is going to try for the 3. And, I mean, if not, then you're going to have to go down low for a 2 and then foul automatically.
Yeah, and hope you are fouled while you're making the layup underneath. But Rebecca Capiter today for Avila, 35 of the 67 points for Avila.
Crazy.
More than half of the points were scored by her. And for Peru State, bench scoring, Peru State has 14 points off the bench. So it's been a really good game with a lot of people involved on the Peru State side, but yet Avila Capiter has just been so dominant in this game for Avila.
Sydney Young will inbound on the baseline. 6.8 seconds to go. They're down by 3. She gets it into Wilkinson. She's going to get fouled by Ebers, and Ebers now is going to foul out as that is her 5th and final foul. So she'll take a seat. She finishes with 5 points. So 3.7 to go. Wilkinson is at the line. So Ebers fouls out, so she's going to have to get a replacement. So coming in for her will be Lucy Sarcone. She comes in.
Wilkinson's 14 of 28. She's 50% on the season in free throw shots.
3.7 now, 3-point game. So, and that's if you're Coach Williams, that is a heads-up play. Instead of letting them get a chance to tie it up with 3, foul them, send to the line, they only get guaranteed 2. So now either you make. Now it's an interesting situation. You either make 2 and you foul, you make 1, and then you purposely try to miss the other one to get the rebound to try and get 2 more.
Yeah, you see that happen so often where in a situation like this, the team will purposely miss the second your player and get a layup right at the buzzer.
I think we're going to get a little bit of extra time put on the clock. Right now it's 3.7, but it sounds like, not exactly sure down here. We'll get the final call. I think it actually more has to do with substitutions right now since Gabby Ebers fouled out of this game. So here we go, 3.7 to go. Coming into this one will be Lucy Sarcone now for the Eagles. They'll have 3.7 with Wilkinson at the line to shoot 2 for Peru State. Peru State down by 3, 67-64.
Peru State, 4 players in double figures.
That first one off the mark by Wilkinson, and that's really going to hurt the Bobcats now. So she'll have to make this one, and then they'll have to foul with 3.7. Wilkinson, her second. that one good. So now she makes that. It's 67-65 here in overtime. Here is the inbound. They're going to have to hope here. There's the foul. They have to foul her with 2. They get the foul. They ran off a couple more seconds than they probably should have. 1.7 left on the clock. Should be about 2.1, but that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, that foul was on Wilkerson also. That's only her second foul today. But with 1.7 seconds left, that's kind of immaterial.
2-point lead at the line right now is Lauren Austin. If she nails 2, she pretty much makes it a game. Her first is away. That one is good. 3-point lead now for Peru State. Is coming in will be Hannah Long in place for Lucy Sarcone. So this is pretty much the game, Daryl. If she makes this one, it's a 4-point lead with 1.7, and that's almost too much there.
And these are her first points of the game.
Here's her second. It's up, and it's good. A 4-point lead for the Eagles. And here we go, and that's where this one's going to end. And a very frustrated Bobcat team is on the final shot. She sent that one up. The 3-pointer, it didn't count. She made it, though, from half court. That was actually kind of nice.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
But at the end of this overtime game, your score, your final, 69-65. Avila takes this one in overtime, a heartbreaker for the Bobcats. We'll take a break here. We'll come back with game recap and stats and a play of the game here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Again, your final, 69-65. Avila takes this one in overtime. We'll be right back on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Vanderbilt and Garacki is proud to be celebrating their 15th year of business, serving Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, and the surrounding communities. Vanderbilt and Garacki realized the importance of a strong community and know they could not have reached this milestone without the support of all of you. Vanderbilt and Garacki is focused on providing you with sound tax and accounting solutions. It has been their pleasure to work closely with you, and they look forward to serving your needs for another 15 years and beyond. A sincere thank you from Vanderbilt and Garacki, where everything adds up.
There's a whole new way to go Gator. Meet the sleek Midnight Black Special Edition Gator RSX 850i and XUV 825i from John Deere. They blend into the shadows and move like a coming storm. Inventory is limited, so these Gators will be gone soon. Get to your John Deere dealer today. Availability limited to participating dealers. See dealer for details.
Try out the Gator Special Edition at Studite Implement in Syracuse off Highway 50 north of 2, or the Studite Implement near Auburn on Highway 75.
If you are a cattle producer who has started calves in a feedlot, you know that calves are stressed from feed changes, shipping, disease exposure, and commingling. Hubbard Feed's Stress Guard Starter System is a nutrition program that can help you manage the risk of starting calves. Getting your calves started correctly means they will go on feed faster, gain more, have fewer health problems, and be more profitable. Let the Stress Guard Starter System work for you. Call Roy Abel Farms at 402-274-8399 today.
Vanderbilt and Garacki is proud to be celebrating their 15th year of business, serving Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, and the surrounding communities. Vanderbilt and Garacki realized the importance of a strong community and know they could not have reached this milestone without the support of all of you. Vanderbilt and Garacki is focused on providing you with sound tax and accounting solutions. It has been their pleasure to work closely with you, and they look forward to serving your needs for another 15 years and beyond. A sincere thank you from Vanderbilt and Garacki, where everything adds up.
B103 presents Peru State Basketball. Brought to you by
Cody's You Save Pharmacy, Burr Farms Machinery, LeGrand Financial, Brown Shoe Fit, and Syracuse Lumber.
Now, let's send you to our B103 sports crew with the live call of Bobcat basketball on today's best country, B103.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, your final score, overtime, 69-65. Avila gets the win over the Bobcats. They drop a heartbreaker. Bobcats led at one point in time by 9 in the second half, but they let the Eagles storm back in. We have a player of the game, and we have some stats here from Daryl. Daryl, what do you got for us?
Well, Peru State, of course, unfortunately lost this game, a close game, 69-65. Peru State was 33%, 24 out of 72 in field goal percentages, 6 of 13 from the three-point line, 11 of 18 in free throws. They had 39 rebounds on the game. That trailed a little bit, and that was a little bit costly. They trailed by 5 rebounds behind Avila this afternoon, and some very key rebounds late in the game for Avila helped them win this game. Interesting point I'd like to make, in bench scoring, Peru had 14 points off the bench, and those points were from Carly Stewart. She was one of 4 players in double figures this afternoon. Carly Stewart's missed several games due to an injury, came off the bench this afternoon. She started earlier in the season, was the leading average scorer for Peru State per game, came off the bench, scored 14 points, had 6 rebounds, and we're going to name her player of the game for what she added to Peru State and kept them in this game today. Overall, with for Avila, also I want to mention the other players in double figures. Sydney Young, Brittany Harvard, and Shelby Hess all had 16 points today. Very even with 4 top players. To contrast that to Avila, they only had 2 players in double figures today. Capeter with 35 points, Brinkley with 12. Otherwise, the next highest score is only 5. They just didn't have the balance the Peru State wins. You just kind of have to wonder on teams like that, if you get an injury, it can change the season.
Definitely can.
Yeah, but really, Peru State gave the crowd an exciting into overtime. Unfortunately, they came out on the short end, but a really exciting game here in the AWAC this afternoon.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, preview our next game here on the Bobcat Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Here's the latest weather bulletin forecast for
Nebraska weather. You just can't predict it.
Yeah, but the one thing we can predict is our public power utilities' readiness to serve us quickly and efficiently if we lose power. Local crews are on call 24/7, and service restorations take minutes, not hours, like in other states.
That's reliable.
That's public power.
This message brought to you by your Auburn Board of Public Works and Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need them.
When the snow is falling and piling up, there's one question that comes to every student's mind. Do we have school today? Be the first to know when you sign up for alerts on the Big Apple Radio app. You can sign up for one or as many schools as you'd like. And when a school closing is announced, a notification will be sent straight to your smartphone. You can also sign up for email alerts at B103.fm. And we'll have updates on air at 103.1 FM. There's no cost for the alerts, and you can download the Big Apple Radio app for free in the iTunes Store or Google Play Store. When the snow flies, we rise at today's best country, B103. More Bobcat sports coverage is at B103.fm.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, your final in overtime. The Bobcat women losing a heartbreaker to Avila, 69-65. Coming up here in the next couple of minutes, we'll have the men's game as both teams out there getting ready to go, warming up right now. Going to be an exciting one, but for now, we're going to kick it back now to our studio, to Gio back in Nebraska City, and we'll be back here in a couple of minutes with a pregame for the boys team coming up. Again, your final, though, here for the women's side of things, 69-65 in overtime. Avila takes it over the Bobcats. We'll be right back here in a couple of minutes for the pregame for the men's right here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
This has been a production of B103 Sports.
All broadcast in all or any media form provided by KBIE are the sole property of KBIE. Any retransmission of these broadcasts, whether partial or in its entirety for commercial or personal use without the expressed written consent of KBIE is strictly prohibited.
Thanks for listening to Peru State College Athletics on B103. Bobcat Sports on B103 has been brought to you by
Vanderveen and Garacki, Syracuse Senior Housing, Lifetime Vision Center, Studheit Implement, Valentino's, Douglas Tire, B. Harson Agency Inc., Brent Harson American Family Agent, Mosier's You Save Pharmacy, Cody's You Save Pharmacy, Strigo's Southside Body Shop, Burr Farms Machinery, Arbor Bank, LeGrand Financial, and Syracuse Lumber.
Find more coverage of Peru State Athletics at B103.fm and follow B103 on Facebook and Twitter.
Your exclusive home of the Peru State Bobcats is today's best country.
B103.
When you shop the Fort, you'll find thousands of gifts that people love to get, from fashion-forward designs to home decor, from accessories to the Midwest's largest selection of footwear. Save on popular brands like Wrangler, Levi, Miss Me, Carhartt, Ariat boots and clothing, and more. Selection, savings, front door parking, and the friendliest customer service at the Fort. Log on to fortwestern.com for more deals and watch your local paper for our Christmas gift guide. Shop like you mean it this holiday season at the Fort in Lincoln, Nebraska City, and Columbus.
Stop by Pro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plattsmouth and check out their Ram commercial truck season event going on now. The pros are taking up to $11,000 off new Ram 2500s and up to $12,000 off new Ram 3500s. Pro Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Plattsmouth, just off Highway 75.
'Twas the month of December, and all through the store were TVs, toys, furniture, and more. But I knew that Christmas was soon on its way, and I had very little money to pay. Until I heard the ad on my radio, Ace Rent-to-Own was the place to go. This is where I could do all my shopping without driving around and going